brought us. I think some of them are here and some are not here. We are wonderful. And at this moment, as we come and go around all this world, we are still have challenges. We are changing careers. We are getting old. We are having our own medical issues and all those things. But still we are strong together as one batch of royal shippies of 20th batch. Thank you. Okay, at this moment, I would like to invite our HOD, Mr. Madhyaragan, to do a presidential address.
Good morning, all. I'm really happy to see you all gathered here for this Silver Jubilee celebration of 20th batch. And I also like to invite all the members of the department, families, and also the teaching, non-teaching students of this great department. And we all going to have a great day today, as the 20th batch is here to make us happy, as well as to cherish the past memories we all had during the time when I joined, even 1994. I happened to teach subject of material science to the 20th batch. Many of the faces are very familiar to me, and like Ranjit pointed out, the life starts from the birth to end, and similar to the ship which is about to sail, and one point of time it ends. During the course of time, the ship endures a lot of rough weathers. Similar to that, every life, every individual has to face challenges and many problems, challenges, and also happy occasions. So we have to come out of all the challenges and the problems and make the life beautiful. So the sole purpose of life is to be happy, and for that only we are assembled here. The final contribution to the society is what you have done to the department. So due to the contribution from the department alumni, we have developed to a level so that we are known to all the industries, as well as in all the areas, including the shipyards, of major shipyards. And we have a lot of projects, like when you were here, you could see the changes, what happened before and now. See, we have got so many research projects, consultancy projects, and also we have a CSR projects, both from CSL, and also we are going to get one more CSL projects from the company called MDL, and we are going to set up a Center for Excellence in sustainable shipbuilding, which was initiated by Dr. Sadish. So he is a pillar behind starting of this kind of the Center for Excellence. Similarly, we are going to have a computer center, which is fully sponsored by our alumni. Our Mr. Mohanlal is here. He used to interact with me, and he is always in constant touch with the faculty members, and also the alumni members, and also the SNAS members. So this is the time we have to develop our inner as well as external. Means we have to develop our own self as well as the department, so that we can have a better life for entire humanity. So with this few words, I like to conclude saying that the direction is not by the wind which is coming, it is by the sail that you make. So thank you one and all present here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this wonderful speech. Yeah, as we been in this industry for more than 25 years, almost 25 years, we would like to express our experiences and what we have faced in this industry and what better we can do impart in you so that you can, when you enter into the market, you will at least be prepared. For example, when we studied and when we passed out, of course, we directly went into many jobs and our learning experience started from there. But actually, we studied everything here. So while I was talking before, when you make any drawing, you just feel that that is a real structure floating around and moving around. Now, I would like to invite my fellow classmates to come this side. We will be having a small workshop where we will be explaining about different aspects of marine industry, whether it is design, build, or business, or even other than marine industries. We will be giving short explanations based on various aspects what we face in the industry so that you can understand better. May I invite my fellow classmates to come on the stage and we will have a small workshop. Okay, for this workshop panel discussions, we'll be having two moderators. Arun Anthony is from the US. He's working for a company called Kent. And Shifas is from UAE. He's working for McDermott.
Thank you, Ranjit. Welcome, everyone. Good morning. All the teachers, faculty members, non-teaching staff, if there are anybody, and alumni, and the students, and my fellow members of the 20th batch. We welcome you to the interactive session. So the plan here is to, like what Ranjit was explaining, is to share some of the experience that we gained during our professional career. So all of us have gone through different areas after graduating from the university, and so we would like to share some of our experience. So what we have done is we have prepared some questions, and so these pre-prepared questions will be answered by each of these members. And so once we finish that, we'll be opening up the floor for the questions from the students. So we would like to hear from you. So this is going to be a interactive session. Don't think of this as a lecture. Now, one idea that we have is hopefully the alumni will consider this to take it further. So this will be a continuous process of having an interactive session with the students. So without further delay, let me start with this. But before we start on that, there are some ground rules. I just wanted to explain that this is going to be a closed door session. So you're free to take photographs or videographs, but please refrain from posting this on social media because we don't want to be restricting anybody in these members to speak openly. Another thing is there will be opinion made by all of these members here, and there could be difference in opinion. Even within the 20th batch, there might have people with a different opinion about the same subject. So we want to have that healthy discussion, but we don't want to have a conflict here. So if we have a conflict arising, let us agree to disagree and move on. So let me hand it over to Shifas.
Hi, my name is Shifas. So I'm also a moderator in company with Arun. So other than few things Arun already described, we would not be talking anything about our organizations because many of our organizations have limitations. So please don't ask what is the company's plan or something. So we will not be able to answer such questions. So with this, I will start with questions. We have a question for each of us. So we will start with our SNAS secretary at our time, who was heading the Aries group in Middle East, as well as, I believe it's across the globe. And he has seen the students from Department of Ship Technology joining the Aries for many years. So my first question is to Ajit. So, you may stand up, Ajit, so that people can. You have seen DOST NAs, Department of Ship Technology NAs, for the last 2 decades. Have you observed anything special professionally in their quality, in their approach, or in their dedication, etc.? What strategies should young naval architects adopt to excel in a corporate world?
Yeah, thanks, Srivas. As usual, I am in the opening slot. My roll number was 1 while joining the department. So, for all the submissions, seminars, vivas, even campus interviews, always I used to be the number 1, because I used to think like others will know after a few questions, viva, what are the topics under discussion, what's going on, what is the approach to be adopted and all. So I missed that opportunity all the time. So today also it's the same situation. Even we had a cricket team, I was the opening batsman. I was not good in batting, but I was put for that all the time. Okay, so coming back to the topic, what Shivas discussed about DOSTAs or naval architects, what is unique about our community or our department naval architects in the industry. So in a nutshell, what I would like to express is, if you are asking in a single word, maybe it's like we, all of us, whoever passed out from all us are sitting here from the first batch. Actually, my first training was in his shipyard. Myself and Sharath had been there. So that time two aspects was there when we decided to go to the shipyard. One was like we were passionate, like how he had built up everything from the scratch. That thought process was there too. And second thing was he was mentoring a lot from that time itself with that real shippy spirit to get advertisement, how to enhance SNAS or how to develop department techniques and also. So after 25 years when we were studying, I attended my first training in his yard. Still he is here as a mentor, so that itself shows how much different is our alumni community comparing to a whole, what we can say, whole world. We have a lot of communities, gatherings and all, but this is the spirit what we follow. And coming back to in specific about our uniqueness, what I can say is like this is generated through all these relationships, close bonding, and what we learn apart from the academics. Of course, academics is a part, but apart from that, we are building a community of ourselves. That unique feature is like what is set in our mind when we pass out from here is like ownership. Ownership means it's a complete ownership we take for any task what we take up. Like you can see all my colleagues who are sitting here, like some are entrepreneurs, some have been there with, means if you take my example, or 3 of us who is working for the same company what I am involved, like it's a long journey. I am there for the last 24 years. Basant maybe around maybe more than 22 years. And Naveen, he was with Navy, then after that he's continuing the Navy. So it's like that ownership comes from like relationships or the commitments what we build up. So each and every one of us who is working here or our community working here, even if you are going to the industry and asking for, I'm based in UAE, so anywhere when they are recruiting the naval architect, there is a tagline like, is it from Cochin University or is it from outside? That tagline or the brand is there because they know the quality of the products. It's not just academics or professional excellence they are not looking for. Like lot of other characters like the attitude, how committed you are, how you are into the task, like if it's a project or something like that, how you will deliver, that all matters. So that is the uniqueness that I can sense what we have built up based on all, whatever we are doing in the department. It comes as a joint responsibility. We do a lot of things like organizing an event like this, how much the SNAS was involved, the way the ease or peace what we get when I communicated first time with, I met Emmanuel for the first time today, but I am communicating with him for the last 3-4 months. But it's like I had been with him or we know each other for the last 10 years. That is the sense of freedom or approach. So this is building our strength when we are here in the department. That continues as a legacy. And moving forward, what we look for, like, as you go on to the industry, is like a lot of AI, lot of things we are discussing. Of course, that is contributing the growth of industry. Don't worry about that, AI will capture, but few things what we have to keep it in mind is like 3 aspects that you require to have it in mind is like problem solving, critical thinking, and maybe like how efficiently you are setting up your aptitude or attitude. If these 3 things are there, no AI, nothing can stop you. Like maybe ChatGPT can, even in real time, last few months back, I think 2 months back, we were doing a resistance calculation, CFD modeling, and we ended up in the result. ChatGPT, we used to recheck the result, it's like a 0.5% difference was there. They have encoded Python methodology, maybe in 5 minutes I got the similar results. So it's okay to have this AI embedded, but you just think about, is it solving a problem? How critically you are thinking, like what you are getting the result, is it correct or wrong? You should have that sense and academic background to analyze that. And next thing is the attitude, how you approach that. Okay, I have to finish it off. This is one of the recent, I read an article a few days back, like Gen Zs have this issue of attitude. Corporates are having a separate training setup for that. So this is something that you have to be careful. This is what the industry is looking for from you. Of course, when you are passing out from here, there is a set standard on your academics. You can build it up on top of that at any time. You are free to that, but these 3 things decides your destiny. That's all from my side.
Thank you, Ajit. So one of the reasons why our naval architecture students, they stand out in the industry is because of the experience that we gain here by conducting the SNAS night, the anchorage, the ship's technique, and events like this. So make the best out of all of those opportunities. Thank you, Ajit. So our course is one of the unique courses where we have a good collaboration with the Indian Navy. So our next question is to one of our Navy members here, Ambarish Parvekar. Can you elaborate on how naval architecture differs in the Indian Navy versus the private sector, and what roles exist for engineers in defense marine projects?
Thank you, Ajit. Naval architecture fundamentally remains the same. So the basics remain the same, but yes, the vessels that we make inside Navy and outside Navy, the size is very different. The freedom of space that we have outside in the merchant shipping as compared to the naval vessels is much larger. So the constraints or the requirements that we have is to make as small vessels as possible with the highest punch that we want to deliver and at the fastest speed. And of course, everything with the, I would say, cloak of stealth. So we cannot have a ship which can be visible either on a radar or a thermal signature or through sound or through visual or whatever. So we have to ensure that our ships are as small as possible. And in that aspect, our design constraints are slightly different. I won't say they are very different, but they are slightly different from the merchant or commercial ship design. As I said, we have very fine hulls which are fast. They have to be as small as possible. The space rules that we follow for merchant shipping are not valid or applicable to us. Human comfort is secondary. Primary thing is that the sensors, the weapons, how they are located and how much punch they can give, that is the governing factor. This is for the surface ships. And when we go down to underwater vessels have another set of problems. As you go down deep, the pressure increases. Most of you must be aware that every 10 meters, 1 bar of pressure increases. Every 10 meters down, you go deep. So when we have a vessel which is around 250 or 300 meters underwater, so that is the kind of pressure we are experiencing, not only on the hull, but also on the system. Because all the systems, they take their water or other fluids from the environment. Similarly, the environmental factors also change because the temperatures at what the vessels are operating are different. In merchant shipping, you generally have a set route that you follow from place A to place B, and then you make your entire ship for that particular route. whereas in warship as well as in underwater vessels, you make it for almost everything. So you have to make it very... Good morning, sir. Good to see you. So you have to make it, you have to consider all these factors. That is, the environment almost on the entire globe has to be considered when we design the vessel. So that is our constraint. Now the second part of his question was, what is the role, or what can engineers, how they can contribute from outside? I must say in last 25 to 30 years, the Indian shipbuilding industry, especially the naval shipbuilding industry in the country, has skyrocketed. Every year, there are 4 to 5 large ships which are getting commissioned either from GRSC or Mazgaon Docks or even Cochin Shipyard. We have around, say, 150, 160 excellent ships which are going. When I say these ships, these are the large ships. Smaller vessels I'm not counting at this moment. So that is the strength of our Navy. And we have around a considerable number of submarines, say around 12 to 13 is what I can tell you. So we have a lot of industry revolving around these big shipyards. So there is a beautiful ecosystem of industry which has come up because of the shipbuilding industry in the country itself. So earlier there was a lot of dearth. There was dearth of opportunities within the country. Now, if most of you, if you people want to go abroad, it's a different thing. But if you want to continue your work in the country, you have ample opportunity. And we are second to none. The quality of shipbuilding within the country is also very good. And the impetus which the present government is giving for Make in India, all that definitely is helping. So I should say that you people can continue being in the country, contributing to the industry. And yes, as you grow, as it was earlier brought out, what we learn here theoretically and what you apply practically is quite different. Different in terms of when you start applying your knowledge, you tend to read, tend to go back to your books, tend to discuss with your friends, and then you realize that there is a vast sea of knowledge available in this field of shipbuilding and submarine building. So you should also look outside. When that means when you are going through your academics, you should also start reading, or at least inculcate a habit of reading as much and as from wide sources that you can take the knowledge. So of course, such interactive sessions will definitely help you, but you should continue to read. Fortunately, in your generation, you have YouTube and other internet available to you, so that you can access information from across the globe for your benefit. Please use it, study, or rather get acclimatized with what is happening in the world, and be prepared to reach out to the world as soon as you step out from the college. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambarish, for that comparison between the merchant ships as well as the naval ships. That space constraint was something which I didn't have much of an idea. Moving on to Aravind, who is now working with Hydrodyne in UAE. While I was a student here, I knew about ships like tankers, containers, cargo ships, etc. But I never thought about a link between a common man and a ship or shipping or shipbuilding. So my question to Aravind is, what are the relations that links between common man, shipping and shipbuilding?
Good morning, everyone. I think I don't have to tell you anything about shipbuilding. Even the students here knows what is shipbuilding. Shipping industry, yes, we know about what the country buys from outside and what the country sells. And what about the common man? I want to tell about the common man in the perspective of every boy and girl sitting here. Each and every person who is trying to become a doctor, engineer, nurse, teacher, or whatever, they are all from the middle class, and they are the common man here. So, if you want to have more of in shipbuilding, you have to improve your shipping. Shipping means the export as well as import of cargo. If you want to export, you have to be robust in production. If you want to import, you should have money to buy that. So what is the key to all? The key to all is smart people. People means the boys and girls, every boy and girl should be getting robust education, robust training, and robust opportunities to shape themselves for the future of the country. The way we have an opportunity here in Dostas, every boy and girl should be getting robust education so that they will produce the best for the country as well as they will earn for themselves, which will enhance the shipping industry of the country and which will create more demand in the industry. Right now there are so many numbers coming in the media. We are at $4.19 trillion. Our per capita income is, it is $2,800. We have to understand that China's per capita income is 4 times that of the US. Japan's per capita income is almost 11 to 12 times that of ours. So we have to understand to what scale we have to scale up and how much we have to buckle up ourselves. So the main key to all these objectives, getting all these objectives, is to keep the robust education and training to every boy and girl in the country. I think I have covered this.
Thank you, Arvind. Thank you for reminding the per capita difference between India and our neighboring countries. Of course, we have to buckle up. So my next question is also an Indian Navy related. It's about multitasking roles in Navy. In your experience, how does the Navy train naval architects in multitasking roles? And how can this approach inspire broader professional development? And I would like to ask this to Siddhikanta Sahu, who was most popular in the ladies' hostels here while he was in campus. So this is a multitasking question for you.
Good morning, sirs, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, my colleagues, and especially the colleague who remembers about my non-naval architecture pursuits. What? Multitasking skills. Coming back to the Navy and the question that I'm supposed to answer about the roles of a naval architect in the Navy. Yes, this question is definitely a very specific question to the Navy, mainly because in the Navy we are not typecasted to the role of a designer alone or being a naval architect alone. What happens is that in the Navy you are an officer first and naval architect next. So what happens is that the roles of the individual also get casted in those roles. So starting with the designer roles, we work with the naval headquarters. As you all must be knowing, Indian Navy is one of the 7 navies of the world which makes its designs its own ships and submarines. So the task of designing the ships and submarines rests on the naval architects who pass out from this building. So as a designer, we are basically doing roles of starting with basic design, structural design, thereafter forward design. So forward design mainly being designing for a navy of the future, wherein we think about vessels like stealth frigates, advanced frigates, next generation destroyers, nuclear submarines, AIP submarines, etc., etc. And when we are talking about, then there is another role which is very closely associated with the designer's role, and that is the overseer's role. An overseer is basically a naval architect who is sitting in the shipyards, where these vessels are getting built, like MDL, CSL, GRSC, Hindustan Shipyard, Goa Shipyard, now L&T also, and other shipyards like that, where the ships are getting built, wherein we as naval architects and as Indian naval officers go there and accept the ship from the shipyard for the Navy. So wherein we see that the standards of the build of the ship is as per the naval requirements. And as my colleague has already brought out, the naval requirements are slightly different from the requirements of merchant shipping. So this is a pertinent designer role. We have another role wherein we also need to maintain the ships and submarines which have been built by us. So therein again we have roles of naval architects in the dockyards. We have the Mumbai dockyard, the Vizag dockyard, and we have naval ship repair yards in Port Blair, Cochin, Karwar, wherein we basically repair those ships. So our role again comes into sometimes role changing of the vessels. For example, when the tsunami happened, we changed one of the survey vessels into a hospital ship. So the role of the ship changed. So a lot of the designing which went into the role changing was done by the naval architects who were posted in the dockyard. And it had to be done over a span of a month. We had to completely refurbish 2 vessels to become hospital ships. So this is another role. We do a dockmaster's role. So we have graving docks. So the dockmaster duties are carried out again by naval architects. We have also floating docks. So those dockmasters also are naval architects. So that's another role. And the last and not the least role is a trainer's role, wherein we give the training to the other naval architects and other departments of the Navy, wherein we explain to them regarding the aspects of hull, as to why the hull is important, how the hull equipment is supposed to be maintained, what is the meaning of stealth, why is stealth important for a warship, why it is important for us not to be visible to the enemy. So those aspects are explained by the trainer, the naval architect trainer, onto the other departments. So these are the main roles of the Navy that we are actually looking at, and these roles are open to both the men and the women of the country. So now you have a lot of women who are joining into the Navy, and they also have there are also naval architects who are joining into the Navy doing the same roles which I have been speaking about. I'll conclude with this. Thank you.
Thank you, Sahu, for reminding us the multiple roles you play in the Navy. And also, I remember this project seminar hall. I have seen you many times playing many roles. And next in our list is Ranjit, who is, you have seen him since morning. He has already talked enough, I think, but still there is one more question for him. He is a naval architect who spent a lot of time in the ship design, and now he's moving to his dream of owning the ships. I think he owns a few ships right now. So my question to him is, can you briefly explain how a naval architect influences each phase of the ship design spiral, and where young professionals can add maximum value?
Okay, hi everyone, good morning. Good morning, sir. So I'm Ranjit, I've been speaking since morning. To start off with, very happy to see DK sir. He was my Viva during the final year. He was one of the nice teachers during our times, very cool. But we troubled him so much. In my Viva, I still vividly remember the Viva was on stability, and we went on and he was trying to help me, I was not doing. Finally he told me, Ranjit, you give up. I still remember the word, you give up. Yeah, that is how, as I said before, what we study here and what we experience in the reality industry is totally different. Okay, I've been designing and building ships for so many years, and I've worked on many different interesting projects over that. Anything that floats, anything that moves on the ocean, there is a hand of naval architect on it. You should be really proud of it. In fact, you are moving the world's economy. It starts from you. Now coming to the point where, what's the role of a naval arch in a design? See, the environment in Atlantic is different. You have massive storms and but at the environment in Bay of Bengal is different. Arabian Sea is different. So when you start designing a ship, you can apply and optimize according to certain requirements and certain environment where the ship is operating. Of course, if the ship is going global, you can do a global design. But when the ship is just operating within Asia or within something, you can optimize it. That is where the role of naval architecture comes. Suppose if a ship is carrying a capacity maybe 10,000 tons, the ship's dimension itself can vary depending on the region it operates. So since you are learning all these things on the drawing board, as I said before, experience, feel that that whole ship is coming alive and moving around, and try to apply, okay, where it will operate, how the effect of the forces coming on the ship, how I can best optimize. That can be done only by naval arcs. I have learned this trick maybe after 10 or 15 years of designing ships and fighting with class. And class also, classification, you might be knowing different class, right? NK, ABS, Lloyds and all. They come up with a standard set of rules. You have a formula, you design. No, you can challenge class. If you can optimize certain ships or certain design, you can challenge. That is where the knowledge of naval architecture, and only naval architects can do that. You can do the iteration, you can challenge it, okay? So as a naval arc, try to learn more beyond what you are studying in your study books. See where the ships are applied, and how you can more optimize it, which can be done by you. I don't think nowadays your vivas are not as tough as what we had, and none of the professors will say, hey, you give up and come on, go back and come back. We had a lot of times together, not only me, many of my classmates also. We prepare a lot of questions for specific questions, and the professor will ask exactly opposite question. And we will get stuck there, sweat out. Eventually, when you come into the industry, you will learn. But remember, try to optimize, try to figure out where this things is operating, and you can try iterating at now itself, so that you can get a hang of it, and when you go to the industry, you can apply it. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Ranjit. Thank you for reminding the role of naval architecture in challenging the existing rules. So the next question, we have a slightly different topic, which is not something that is taught in our classrooms here, but this is about sales and business development. But this is very important for the industry. So the question is towards Naval. So how does commercial acumen give naval architects a competitive advantage in engineering, sales, or business development within classification societies?
Thank you, Arun. Thank you very much. And hello, everyone. So just something to start off with. A few of my friends here already talked about the soft skills that you all learn when you are here, right? When you're not studying, the things that you do, that are the things that will help you, get some insights into how you interact with future colleagues in organizations. I think, sorry? Can you hear me? Yeah, so commercial acumen, I think I want to take it in a different direction completely. Like Anthony said here, Arun Anthony, he said we change out from naval architecture and go into something different. So commercial acumen for me is not really just being able to read balance sheets and understanding the health of an organization. I think it's much beyond that. So if in one word, if you ask me what is it, it's about giving value. So you walk into a room, and if you are seen as someone who can add value, give value to the situation, give value to the person in that interaction, that's where the actual commercial, what was the question again? Commercial.
Still not listening to the class. So this is about the commercial acumen.
Commercial acumen in classification societies. Yeah. So we start off with we start off with soft skills, and we start off with the fact that we give value, and then I think there's a few things I would like to probably share with you guys. One thing probably I realized much late in life. I think all of you should do one sales training course. I really mean it. One sales training course will instantly make all the other courses more valuable for you. And would you agree to that? Yeah? No. So that is one part. The other part is, we talked about it here, but when you go out into the world, you come across a lot of people with a lot of different knowledge, techniques, ideas, and thoughts. I think we should always have a very open mind towards, being receptive and, challenged. Challenging classification societies, yes, being receptive to new thoughts, new ideas. I think this is really something that can also add value. And once you have combined all this, I think there's one more layer that you need to be very clear about, which is always be humble. Really, humility goes a long way. It helps you connect. It keeps you grounded. And you can, my career has been in sales, and I think one thing I pride about is the fact that I can connect to anybody at any level in an organization, right from the sentry at the gate to the CEO. So I think these are things that happens over a period of time when you get all these layers together and have an open mind, and you start, thinking in those lines. But sales training program, absolutely, I completely, stand by it. And then I think in a classification society, if you look at it from that point of view, you should think of the people we are dealing with. This is, naval architects, shipyard, ship owners, charterers. These are the kind of people we are dealing with. And they are actually all stuck in their own verticals, and they are trying to get new perceptions. They are trying to add value to their organization. So when you're in a classification society, you are sitting on tons of insight. You're sitting on a lot of new thoughts and new ideas, and you see actually, trends becoming mainstream. So you can go and talk to these people and give them something new that they can take back to their organization or improve their role in their position. You have, commercial acumen that will get you ahead in the classification society. I think that answers the question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Naval. Now we understand the secret of sales. Even if you don't understand the question, you can you just need to talk. So at this point, I would like to reveal something which is unique to 20th batch. We didn't have a single honors in our batch. I don't know whether still honors exit, which is 75% mark. So we didn't have a single honors. But after 25 years, we have two doctors. One is Ajit, and second is Ronnie Francis. And except very few, we have master's degree. Like maybe we are the batch with the maximum number of master's degree from very famous universities across the globe. So your marks may not be that important than the skills you learn from here. So my next question is to Ronnie Francis, who is a doctor who works for NPOL. And my question to you is, how is ocean engineering interlinked with naval architecture, especially in research context? And what are the areas of specialization that are emerging?
So, good morning to all of you. I come from an organization called Defense Research and Development Organization. My office is just... good morning to all of you. I work in the Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, which is my office is... Am I audible? Yeah. ഒന്നിൽ പഠിച്ചാൽ മൂന്ന് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞതാണ്. അപ്പോൾ മൂന്നാമത്തെ തവണ ശരിയായിട്ടുണ്ടെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. So I work in DRDO. My office is just 2 kilometers from here, the Naval Physical and Oceanographic Laboratory, Kochi. Am I audible now? Yeah. So my office is just 2 kilometers from here, NPOL Kochi, where we are one of the 52 DRDO labs in India, and NPOL is the only lab in Kerala, or DRDO lab in Kerala. And the agenda is a single point agenda of the organization. NPOL is to detect submarines. That means to develop sonar systems for the Navy, basically. So to lay the context, submarines are a very deadly platforms when it comes to a defense scenario, because they can come very close to the shoreline and can cause considerable damage. So detection of these enemy platforms are very essential for the country actually. So that's why government spends a lot of money on the development of this technology. So we have these kind of sensors attached at various platforms. We have ship-borne sonars and submarine sonars, and even aircraft or helicopter-borne sonars, and even seabed sonars where the sensor is mounted on the seabed. So as an organization, we work in all these areas of type of sonars we are developing, and NPOL is the only laboratory in the country which is developing sonar systems for the Navy. And as you know, sonar works basically worked on the principle of sound navigation. The sound is the only means of long-range communication underwater. So that is the area we are working in. So like any other engineering field, the sonar field is also a multidisciplinary area. So one of the major area supporting that sonar development activity is the ocean engineering field, where we are, like I told, there are different kind of sonar. So we need to, typically if you take a moored sonar, which is moved on the seabed, so naturally the ocean engineering aspect comes in terms of the wave loads acting on the surface buoys and all. So we need to estimate how much wave loads are acting. So that is one area. We have towed bodies where we tow this long hydrodynamically shaped bodies behind the ship, and so development of these towed bodies is another area where we are working in. And materials, you know, materials are another major area, because these are prolonged submergence in seawater and corrosion aspects, and also even systems deployed has to sustain the harsh corrosive environment in the seawater for prolonged periods of 20 years or 30 years. So we need to, without any maintenance, so we need to have that kind of materials like titanium or which can sustain this harsh corrosive environments in the seawater. So these are like that. There are many areas related to ocean engineering which contribute to the design of these platforms. Sea environment itself, as you know, highly dynamic. We have a eye-opening incident of one of our critical system when we were towing behind the ship has failed. That system had was tested for 13 tons of static load. It had withstood 13 tons of static load, but failed in the sea in a dynamic wave condition at a mere load of 900 kg, which has typically it was attributed to the fatigue failure. So typically that was an eye-opener for the way we looked at the design of marine systems. So one of my advice to the is that we cannot in an industry or in any field, we cannot confined to one area of specialization. I cannot say that I am an expert in hydrodynamics, or I am an expert in CFD, or I am an expert in one ship stability. We have to look at a system point of view. That means we need to at least we need to have minimum knowledge on all areas of subjects. So morning I was interacting with one or two students from the 49th batch, so where I was telling them my own experience of some of the subjects we had not given enough attention during the studies, like typically say for electrical engineering or for instrumentation and all, which we are not given we are not gone an in-depth study of these topics actually. But when in service, then I came to a situation where I was caught by my neck because there is no information available. So at this age of 40 or 45 years, painfully we are to go through the NPTEL lectures and started studying that. My own experience I am telling. So systematic study when we carry out in our BTech or this thing, we will never get that opportunity again in our career once you mature. You cannot study a subject like, for example, instrumentation or electrical engineering systematically as we study in a BTech course. Once you graduate, how much effort you put, it is not possible, because here we develop that systematically, all the assignments we carry out, so we got in-depth development of that subject. So my one humble advice is we need to give equal importance to all the subjects and get to the core of each and every subject, otherwise we will have a very sorry figure when we come to a later stage of career. Thank you very much. It's my evaluation.
Thank you, Roni. Thank you for reminding the students that you better study now. If not, you'll end up studying when you are 50 years old. So in the next question, we are moving slightly away from the typical marine-related ones to more offshore-related. So the question is to Harish G. It's related to, can you explain how risk-based inspections and safety assurance are integrated into offshore marine projects, and what role naval architects play in that life cycle?
Thank you very much. Is everybody able to hear me? Yes. I think there is a small correction there. When our LinkedIn profiles were being collated, I probably I forgot to update my profile. I'm not in BP anymore. I moved to Shell since September last year. But the question that I've been asked is still quite relevant. So in Shell, one of my main focuses is on de-risking projects, and the fundamental pillars that we go by is the asset going to be safe? Is the containment going to be safe? Is it operable? And is it compliant? So in a day-to-day basis, the risks that we come across are varied. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but simple things like Ronnie mentioned about fatigue. So quite recently we came across an issue where one of the softwares which is used for calculating the fatigue of an asset had an issue where it was underestimating the calculated fatigue for the defined life of the asset. And this came to light because an independent check was carried out as a part of risk mitigation, and there was large discrepancies noticed, and therefore we got to make that correction before the project went on to new build. So that is sort of one of the key areas that we focus on. And I think there was another question on marine warranty, which I've done in the past as well. Well, marine warranty is essentially the eyes and ears of the insurer. You ensure that the processes are managed from start to finish, and that the procedures are followed, because these assets cost a lot of money, and insurers obviously do not want to pay out, if things go pear-shaped. So I think I've covered that topic, and yeah, welcome to any questions later on. Thank you.
Thank you, Harish. And from here on, we are going to shorten our answers a little bit because we are running a little bit behind schedule. So I would like to invite everyone to maybe condense your answer a little bit. I can see Divesh nodding his head. So the next question is for Shifas. So from your view, what ship or offshore design practices will dominate the next decade, and how should naval architecture curriculum or students realign accordingly?
Hi, good morning. I'm Shifas, now this time answering a question. So my question is regarding the trends that can emerge in the ship design and offshore. That's what I would like to talk on. Let me start with an example. For example, a ship owner comes to you with just a simple question like, what is the deck strength capacity? Maybe 5 ton, 10 ton. What is the capacity? You just want to know. 30 years back, the easiest way was to go down to the class rules and check what is the design pressure and tell the owner, yeah, that is my design pressure, that is the value, maybe 10 ton. But then if you go to different design consultancy, most probably you will get the same answer. But now we have different methods. Maybe somebody will use class rules, somebody may use finite element model, somebody may use, if it is a non-linear finite element, they use buckling problem, they'll come up with a different value. So for the same ship, one may come with different 3 values for the deck capacity. From the ship owner's perspective, he needs a maximum value because he may lose a charter if he doesn't have enough value. So as a young engineer, he should be aware that he should not be just doing the calculation as per the class rules and be satisfied with that, tell the owner, because you are going to lose that customer next time if we come to know there were other consultancies or engineers who can do better calculations. So at the moment, when we learned that time, that small empirical formula was enough, but now you need to, the point is that tools that were not available that time is quite easily available right now for all the engineers, even for the students. So the engineer has to gear up, but a doubt is whether the engineers have got real skills to apply that skill for even for a simple problem like that. So the challenge in the curriculum, challenge in the industry is to have or build up a strength in the students to go that deep into the problem, even at looking at the question from the ship owners. That is a challenge I feel for the youngsters. They should be more knowledgeable compared to what we were 30 years ago. They should have more skills. They should train themselves. But fundamentally, as I just said some time back, it is not about knowing the software, how to run the software. It's all about the critical thinking. It's all about to understand what are the fundamentals, basic fundamentals. That doesn't change with time. So even if my second part is regarding what curriculum could change. What I would see is, if you look at our curriculum, I believe that remains more or less same for last 50 years, which is a kind of a miracle actually. As recent as last week, I had a discussion with one of my colleagues who said, I find the students from you, who have seen us, many of us from the last 2 decades, he said the students from department, they're different. They are more logical, they are very practical, they understand the problem well. I asked him, what do you think, what makes us different? He said, one is our German curriculum, which is based on built by practical people who understand the problem. And second thing he said is your industrial training. 2 months every year you are spending outside the world, outside the university in the real world. So these two things make your curriculum superior. And he said he has seen many students from other universities in India, and you guys stand apart. So our curriculum is quite robust, but going forward, one thought I have is, we have basically a fundamental engineering, then we move to basics of naval architecture, resistance and propulsion, stability and strength. But then we follow some kind of a ship design process, which is a parent ship design method. But I doubt whether that parent ship design method, like when we do with the L by B ratio or B by T ratio, etc., to start, I believe that kind of a process will change in the future, because direct calculation of the resistance with the hull model and the strength and stability, etc., are gaining momentum. So that is a trend I'm seeing that could happen in the next decade, and I believe the curriculum also need to adapt to that. I hope I have answered in time. Thank you. So next is our one of the major oil company in the world. Jolly James represents Chevron here. So my question is to Jolly, how do you approach designing for stability and station keeping in deep water environments?
First of all, good morning to everyone here, and thank you for coming, and good morning to Dilip sir. To answer Shifas's question, in deep water, mainly when each floater or a floating production system would have different stability loading conditions, which would be starting from pre-service to in-service condition, during which the water plane area and the loading ballasting changes as part of its, as you transition from your site to, from your yard to site. So, and this could be drastically different, but when you're designing, you need to consider all of these conditions. The second, and of course, there are things related to the metosion conditions which you have to consider. Then the next one is about the station keeping. In deep water, as you go deeper, all your mooring system, the mooring lines will become, will start, there will be a penalty on the on the payload of the vessel, because your mooring lines will become heavier. So that is where you'll have to consider new materials for your mooring lines. And that is where your role as a naval architect, where you consider the dead weight, and you are always conscious about the dead weight, and that is where your role as a naval architect will be very effective. And I have had the privilege of, there are a couple of people here who sit with me at office, and we discuss these things in office too, and that is one good thing about being an alumni of Department of Ship Technology. Thank you very much.
So next is our 20th batch member from Norway, Sharath Raj. What trends are shaping the global marine and offshore markets today? And how should future naval architects build interdisciplinary skills for advisory roles? Sharath, you may explain briefly about advisory roles as well.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming and spending the time with us. I actually started my career in a shipyard, in a small shipyard, and then I moved to a ship owning company, and then to classification, and now I'm more as a marine consultant. So advisory role is actually quite an interesting role, in the sense that you have to be in with the trends, like the industry trends. I mean, if you look at the major trends, it is what we call as a double Ds. One is the decarbonization and the other one is digitalization. So decarbonization is quite high on the agenda, and unlike when we started our career, we were only focused on, let's say, one part of the value chain, but now we have to look upstream as well as downstream. If you have there's something called the SDG, that is the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So this is now starting to be implemented into the shipping as well. So decarbonization is the thing at the moment, and the other part is the digitalization, because that is, as some of my friends touched upon, that is the use of AI. So, and leveraging advantage with data. So these two are sort of the key themes that is running in today's world. And when it comes to the skills, I think ships are getting more complex, and therefore there is a need for integration, understanding the system in totality, and that's where the skills of a naval architect, which is a multidisciplinary field, that comes to the fore. So that is this kind of skills that you need to develop. And of course, important thing is sort of the key takeaway that some of my friends mentioned as well. Always be curious, ask questions, and I still consider myself a student because I'm learning every day. And then the most important thing is to stay humble and be grounded. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sharath. We are moving on. So next question is for Prashant PG. So the question is, what is the biggest difference in mindset or process between offshore specific engineering and full EPC execution, and how should a young engineer adapt?
Good morning, everyone. A very broad topic. Anybody, what is EPC? Guess it. E for engineering. P procurement. C
what is C for?
What is Ranjit doing? Construction. I think our curriculum is well suited for engineering aspects and others, especially thanks to your recent experience I ended up being in the procurement side of things, where you had to ensure quality of materials and chain the procurement, which Jolly was explaining about the mooring stuff. We have enough, the curriculum is well suited. I think as engineers, when you grow up or when you get into the field or on site or construction, you have to pay attention to basically risk management. That's all what EPC is all about. So you need to have or poise yourself to identify the risks and have enough knowledge or gain enough subject matter expertise to identify where the problems are. I think we are well suited here, but of course the field experience, that's what you'll need to be in.
Yeah, thank you, PG, for explaining EPC. Maybe you guys can take a note of that E, P, and C. Maybe do a Google search and find out what it is. It will be a nice thing to learn what it is. So the next question is for Anup. He works at Zentech. So as a professional balancing design and class compliance, how important is structural analysis in life cycle of offshore assets, and what tools should students master early?
Thank you. Good morning. What I've always found in the industry is that whenever you go to a structural department in a class or a shipyard, representation from our department seems to be on the lower side. And usually in an international setting, I've seen Chinese, then Polish people and Americans typically are into, the naval architects from these regions are into structural analysis and structural approval processes. Things have changed. We no longer do design with simplistic formula in class. This is only the first iteration for the minimum scantlings. Almost all vessels above 60 meters now go through a global hull analysis, and most of the trading vessels has to undergo a set of fatigue analysis, which requires even finer models. My recommendation is that after the second semester, when you finish with it, I spoke with some of you already and I have explained my recommendation to them, but I will repeat. So after the second year, ideally when you start solving your trusses and your beams, try to simulate at least one portal frame in a software like STAD or something. You guys will be doing hand calcs for your trusses anyway. Might as well do one step ahead and do that in a software. I don't know which one we have here, but yeah. Then after the second, I think the third year, once you study theory of plates, some amount of attention need to be given to a small finite element model. It's actually surprisingly easy to do, although it sounds big. It's actually quite easy to do. I'm pretty sure some of your MTech guys here can assist, and this is something that I strongly recommend you to do. Mr. Anup told me that he is trying to get some softwares procured for student licensing. Now, what I've seen is like 60 to 70% of the man hours done for basic design goes to structural engineering. And this is an area that we need to concentrate. That's why you study structural design for 7 semesters, or now it's 6. Thank you.
Thank you, Anup, for that information. One of the trend I've noted in the structural thing is like maybe 10 years back or 15 years back, for a ship's structure was handled by naval architects. But now I think many of the structural engineers, especially in India, are not naval architects. They are from civil structure or even mechanical. So that is an area where probably the department can strengthen that area and then grab more job opportunities in that field. Next is to Arun. And we are moving from offshore to renewables. So next question is regarding to Arun, regarding as EPC projects expand into offshore wind, what key skill set or certification should a naval architect develop to remain future-proof in the energy transition?
So, yeah, I would like to explain the skill set that is needed to move from maybe an offshore designer to a wind energy floater designer. So basically the core skill sets, they remain the same. The engineering that you study here, the global performance analysis, the motion analysis, the hydrodynamics, the stability, the structural analysis, electrical, mechanical, they all remain the same. So what changes is what is new for a wind floater. So if you keep in mind about an offshore structure, especially a floating one, it's actually for oil production. For the wind one, it's actually for generating the wind power. So all the design aspects remain the same, but there are a few nuances. So for a wind floater, you can think about there is aerodynamics that is coming into play here, because the wind turbines, they're turning, they're creating its own forces and moments. That is going to impact the hydrodynamics and vice versa. So there is a coupled reaction forces and everything happening, so you need to be skilled in doing those analysis. So there are some software like OpenFast, which can simulate the aerodynamic forces, and of course the VAMIT. I know you're familiar with VAMIT, and the OrcaFlex, all those skill sets that will help you in moving from an offshore design to a wind floater design. Now there is also some skill sets like other interdisciplinary experience. For example, once you design and build a wind or even an offshore floater, you build it somewhere, how do you bring and install it? So all those installation aspects, all the logistics about it, all the marine operations, the marine warranty stuff, and how do you procure items? You buy steel, you buy machinery, you weld it, so there are a lot of things that you are typically not being taught here, but read in Google or somewhere about these projects. That will give you some idea about how this project is being done. So somebody was explaining here that about in the EPC, E is the portion that we focus here. But the engineering is only good for something that's been constructed and installed. So there are remaining portion of it. So typically for a project, it's only a 10% of the total cost of the project is being spent on engineering. And that's what we learn here. The remaining 90% is still out there. Even though it's not been taught in the curriculum here, it's very important. So focus on that. Do some external resources to study about it. Thank you. So I would like to start the next question. This is about the green solutions. So how do data-driven strategies support decarbonization efforts in ship design, and what green innovations should future naval architects prepare to implement? The question is to Basant.
So now there is a deviation from the topic of naval architecture or marine.
You finished your question?
Yeah.
It is regarding the decarbonization, right?
I'm going to read the question for you again.
Yeah.
How do data-driven strategies support decarbonization efforts in ship design, and what green innovations should future naval architects prepare to implement?
Thank you very much for this welcome. Before going to the answer, I just wanted to take Prashant Puj's line. I will start with a question. Question is to the students. What do you understand by the word data in the context of decarbonization? Any answer? Can tell anything? Anything? So I will pick on someone if you don't answer. Okay, can you answer? What is data?
You can say anything. You can say anything. Don't be shy.
Huh?
I don't know.
No answer. Okay. Fine. So data means it's just your experience. Shipping is a 4,000-year-old industry. So you can say documented data is available for the past 100 years, say. So that experience, that is the data. So making use of that data into decarbonization, that is data-driven decarbonization. Okay, so for example, it's away from the topic. After the Titanic sank, we take a corrective action. We took a corrective action. SOLAS rules came after that. So its experience will help us take the corrective actions in whatever way we go wrong. The same thing can be applied in improving the efficiency of your ships. So throughout the operation of the ships, we have various types of data like the marine traffic, like the engine running parameters of various ships types. So these types of data can be utilized for optimizing the operation of the ship and reducing the fuel consumption. Just like you run your car at the optimal RPM and optimal speed, you can run the ship at an optimal speed. That decision comes through a data-driven process. So that is basically the data-driven analysis. So and when you talk about decarbonization, what a naval architect should look at. Okay, once you think about decarbonization, what pops in your mind first? It will be like something like, okay, green hydrogen. You run on green fuels. You run on methanol, which is 100% green. So that is the first thing that pops up in your mind. But nobody tells you to operate your ship on hydrogen or ammonia on one fine day. So it is always a step-by-step process. So let's say you are burning fossil fuels right now, which is 100% pollutant. To convert into a 100% green economy, 100% green fuels, which is hydrogen, it takes time, maybe another 100 years. So you may have to use only 2% of green fuels nowadays. Another 10 years from now, 5%. And in a step-by-step basis, in another 100 years, we will reach 100% green economy. So what a naval architect has to understand here is there are a lot of technologies available apart from the green fuels and hi-fi technologies that we talk about these days. Like hull air lubrication, just lubricating your hull or modify your hull to reduce the resistance, waste heat recovery systems, wind energy harvesting, wind sails. So there are a lot of other technologies also which can give you short-term benefits, which is the first thing a naval architect should be thinking about when designing a ship for the current requirements. So, but you should also think at the fact that the ship has to operate for another 25, 30, 40 years. So after 40 years, the rules will be much stricter. You will have to use some sort of green energy, green fuels at that time. So at that point of time, you have to shift to green fuels. So that design has to be considered at the present. So this is the process that a naval architect has to go through right now. You have to consider all these aspects. The short-term benefits you have to consider it, your design immediately, and the ship has to be designed also for a long-term requirement also, which would be, it should be possible to be operated on green fuels also. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Basant. With that, we are moving away from marine and offshore to some management side. So my question is to Shyam Krishnan, who works for TCS in the cost control part. Question is, how does a strong technical background help in cost analysis and
audit function, and what tools or methods should future engineers learn to move into the space, into this space?
Good morning, all. Good morning, sirs. I've heard a lot of my friends talk about naval architecture, the whole plethora of areas where you guys can enter in. Offshore platforms, marine structures, the defense programs, military in the Navy. So one of the things where all of this, where we end up with, one of the most important parameters which was not so much critical to 25 years before is the cost aspect. Nobody used to bother about what the cost is. We start building a ship, we plan for say 5 crore, probably end up with, we're lucky if we end up with 8 crore, 10 crore. But today, cost is pretty important. Whatever areas which my friends talked about, it all ends up with what is the savings I get in terms of cost, or how much more profit I make it. So now the question is, okay, so what is that to do with naval architecture? See, one of the important aspects in any engineering, especially in a field like naval architecture where we have pretty cost intensive, whether it's offshore platforms or it's hull repair or propulsion, any of those areas, we need to ensure that, see, 25 years before there was hardly any technology, we hardly any tools. In fact, I learned Excel. I started using Excel after coming to department. And we also, the first floppy disk is, those are things that we used to have the data, 1.44 MB. That's how we used to copy data and go outside and get our printouts. So from there, times have changed a lot. So as engineers, and especially in our department, most of you guys have good analytical knowledge, good critical thinking. But one of the most important parameters which is required today is technological thinking, technological systems thinking. Because as you go forward, as you probably graduate and join the field, you will see that many of the work which probably our guys were doing has been replaced by the system, by technology itself. So then it's pretty important that you know what are things which are important and what are the benefits which as an individual you can contribute to the organization. Otherwise, the role becomes useless. They might even think that, okay, I don't need those roles because I can do it with GenAI, or because this tools like GenAI and Gemini coming in, many of the low-end work, it's getting replaced by systems. So please see to that you also get updated with system side so that you are not left behind in terms of the technological advancements which are happening around the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Shyam. Thank you for reminding the technological advancements. So the next question we are asking to somebody who, when he is applying his naval architecture skill sets in a cell phone company in the US. So that is Deepesh Dasan. So the question is, how did your engineering background help in your shift to a management role, and what analytical skills do you think naval architects should cultivate for leadership transitions?
Maybe you have to explain how we entered into that.
Yeah, you can.
He will say that. He will answer.
It's still good morning, so good to see you all. How many of you want to pursue a career in management? Only few? And the people who raise their hands, are they the junior batch or middle or third year, fourth year? Fourth year. Okay. And how quickly do you think you want to get into management? As soon as possible. Others don't want to get into management at all? I don't know. So you're speaking to somebody, I think except for Shyam probably, hardly 10 months in the industry, okay. I joined Goa Shipyard right after this, and there was one role that Sahu was mentioning about overseer. you get into management. A lot of you may get into management outright. I was into management for the first 15 years of my career before I took up an independent role. So, next question. What is management for you? What is management? There was one course in management which we also took, right? In between? Production management. Is that course still there? What is management to you? No?
Liberal studies, something like liberal studies.
It is not there now. So what is management for you? The 4 people who raise their hands, please tell me what is management for you. Make sure everything goes smooth. Okay. I couldn't hear you. You should be louder. Hold. Let me come there. Yes. Making sure the efficiency of the system is as expected or more than expected, or yeah. Okay. Who are the other 2 who raised their hands? Yes. Put everything under control. Control the people and increase the growth of the company. Anyone has a different narration for what management is? Sorry. So all of you want to pursue a career in technical lines. Yes or no? So fact is, see, in every company, or at least have worked in multiple industries, 10 to 20% of the people do the 90% of the work. So what you are choosing is to be that 10 to 20%. You will have people like me always managing over who have no clue what you are doing, who are non-technical. I lead a team today which is purely into coding. I have never coded one line even in the Fortran class. Somebody help me. So, what's shifting drastically is the world is moving into more of a technical space. I mean, I can see myself like being challenged, like, hey, we need technical managers, etc. Okay. So what I would, so there are various facets, various people have put a lot of theories around management. One aspect of management is people management. Somebody mentioned about controlling the people. It's never control. It's to collaborate and build together with, I mean, there should be some fun element, but the moment you start controlling, if somebody is going astray, it becomes a challenge, okay? I'll come back to the questions that Shifas and or Arun asked, so I'll come back, but I just wanted to ensure what I'm stating as a management, you understand where I'm coming from. The second aspect of management is, there's a lot of decision making. It could be long term. So there are various levels of management also. There's somebody who's a junior manager, mid-tier there's a director, and then you have your VPs, CXOs, etc. The level of decisioning changes. The level of interactions and dynamics in terms of integrating the solutions with the larger organization changes. So, I mean, yesterday we were at a restaurant, we got a menu card and everyone wanted to place the order. The guy there quickly raised his hand and said, hey, I will place an order for you, tell me whether it is good or bad. That's a management in itself. So where I'm going is, you don't need to be a manager to manage, there's always something at work which you can manage. So I want you to go with a perspective that, hey, it's not a position, it's not a title, it's what you do, how you do, and the skills that I think I picked up here, which has helped me, is what I'm going to share, okay? And as always, I have a thunder. First one, problem solving. Unlike a lot of other, say, commerce or law, I'm just picking up some of the other branches, it's more of fault finding. Hey, this balance sheet is not looking good. Hey, this case, this is a fault in the other person's version of it, let me find. Our course curriculum is more about solving problems. It could be a mathematical equation, it could be, hey, how will you design this, applied mechanics, what is a load, etc. That problem solving, this is not like you are getting into management. What you do today manifests in various ways how you think when you start working later. Okay? Second one, structured. You bring a structure. Why is structure important? When you start thinking about management, there are like 20 things which will come into your mind. Prioritizing them becomes important. So today, I mean, 4th years, right? There is a process that you follow in terms of how you design the ship. It's structured. That structure thought helps you to gain efficiencies, optimize your time, to focus on the right things. That is another piece which you will gain over the 4 years. It won't come day 1 or day 2. As you work on more and more stuff, study more and more things, it will sort of percolate very much. Third thing, there was somebody who was mentioning about data. Data is a new king everywhere. Your comfort levels with data, once you see a number, you should see some perspective. It should give you some sort of direction. Okay, it's going well, it's not going well. Hey, I might need to do something. It gives indication. Data, good data is always important for decisioning, etc. So your comfort levels with data improves. Okay, so that's the third one. Fourth, what was my first one? I'm just checking whether you were awake or not. What was my first one? Anyone answering this will get something. Fantastic. What's your name? Edwin. Yes, I met you yesterday. Good. Problem solving. Now let's come to number 4. So everyone is looking at the numbers now, right? Systems thinking. What I mean by systems thinking is there are so many dependencies, relationships between systems. When you are designing, even your length, breadth, height of how you design the vessel, there are dependencies. You increase one, it impacts the other. I'm talking in layman terms because I've forgotten most of the stuff I learned on the foreign. Okay, but systems thinking, where the integrated activities that you learn, like when you are designing something, you think about dependencies outside, etc. That also gets in. It's very important when you are working in any setting. Even when you go into a shop floor, you will be working with somebody who is into design. You will be working with somebody repair, outfitting, etc., etc. So when you plan something, when you do something, hey, I need to check whether it conforms to their plans or so. So that's the other piece which I would call out, like when you learn, these are all things which go unknowingly into your back. Somewhere in the brain it gets registered. Last but not the least, technical credibility. You are an engineer, and when you get into management, knowing your stuff is very important. Somebody who doesn't know coding, how do I ensure? I always ensure I have one strong technical person with me. I'll be handicapped otherwise. If you are that by yourself, you don't have to depend on somebody else. So the technical acumen, the learning that you pick up, if you drive that, that credibility definitely shows in your conversation, etc. I'm more of I execute things, I give a different perspective. That's how I brand myself and wade my way through in the technical discussions. But it definitely helps. I would have loved to code. I would have loved to learn so many things, which I don't. Now I'm too old or lazy to pick that up. But the technical credibility that you bring in, if you learn the stuff you're learning, that definitely helps in the management guide. The second part of the question, I have some more time, right? I'm the person delaying your lunch. Okay, so.
Not lunch.
The next phase, okay. There was something about analytical skills. What do you pick here? Risk assessment. Who was it who was mentioning about risk warranty, risk, yeah. So risk assessment, the way you design, hey, it might not come through, or the path in which you do your design, you identify some of the things which could happen, you change. That aspect is very, very handy it's more of how you start analyzing things up front and identifying those things up front, which will help you. Okay. Communication, it's not truly analytical, but how should I put it? See, your soft skills. Yeah, I know a lot of people spoke about it. You're going to face a lot of people who are non-technical. Believe it. Initial career may be lesser, but as you move along, definitely. Your growth is in terms of how you are able to communicate to those people who actually matter for your growth. So, your soft skills, definitely. Okay, so ensure you start speaking more to each other at least. Even in your interviews, etc., it will come handy, but in the job also, the moment you start communicating, you will have an open mind. You start listening. If you don't speak, you are always listening, but you won't question sometimes. So that is something you need to imbibe quickly. Okay? I think it was Naval who mentioned about humility, right? I did 10 months in Goa shipyard, my first job. And I was overseeing an advanced petrol, offshore petrol vessel. Shifas was there. Somebody who had very limited understanding of what I learned. There were people there with 30, 35 years experience. They would give timesheet, ask for evening additional hours. Some issue will happen, somewhere it is bent more and all that. No clue. Throughout life, you will meet people smarter than you, 100%. Your humility will give you options, or rather will help you to learn, engage, collaborate, and do better. So, in a nutshell, what was number 5 in my number 1? Leave it. Thank you all. Any questions on this, or you're good? Listening me out.
We will have separate question Q&A session. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Divesh, for that information. And but you did not reveal what is, as a student, they would be most interested into how to crack a CAT and get into IAM. So, as somebody who lived with him during that time, he used to play badminton every day. And also he forgot his hall ticket on the day of exam. So these are the skills I think, I never saw a student, I don't think any student these days do all these things and get into CAT, IAM. Okay, with that we conclude our interaction mostly within ourselves. So now the floor is open to students. And as Divesh has already shown the way, if you don't ask questions, we will ask questions back. So please be free, none of you are going to lose anything, there is nothing serious here. So please feel free to ask questions.
So when you ask the question, if you can say your name and also say your badge number, that will be nice.
A small note regarding the questions. Earlier also, Roni or somebody was trying to ask, I think PG, Prashant was asking you to come, ask some questions. There were no hands from that side. This is not the sort of leadership skill what we expect from you. Whoever raising the hands is a leader for me, I am telling you clearly. Yeah. So that is the interaction what we expect. Like, you come forward, maybe it's wrong, it's not a problem, but I am telling you, in the industry where we are going to, whoever raise the hands, that is going to be a winner. I am telling you. So be free, be casual, let us interact.
Yeah, that's one thing
So the first question is from Chodi. So I would like to ask a question regarding the soft skill. Most of you have spoken about the soft skill and management skill. What about the critical skill? Critical thinking. Because nowadays critical thinking is very, very important. For any problem solving, critical thinking is very, very important. So if you have any answer for this, how to develop critical thinking in the minds of students so that they can achieve new heights in future. So if any one of you know the answer or give some information about that.
I can try. I think when we are studying naval architecture, it is really laying a foundation for critical thinking because it's all about balancing out, conflicting requirements and expectations. I think the more we go out into these, industry projects outside and come back, I think we should have something that can kind of do a debrief of what they have learned there and what they can then probably bring back into the system here and share. Maybe that can increase. So what do you see in live in a shipyard? What was your experience? These kind of things can help. Unless yeah.
B schools, what they do is they have case studies. They engage the people to come with solutions, and there is a larger discussion. Now, there's nothing like a right answer or a wrong answer, but you present, like you see the problem, and that drives a lot of the critical thinking because they are reading through and trying to evaluate real life scenarios. Second is reading and research. The amount of information available is enormous, and your knowledge itself will have you start looking at it more, introspect things without accepting it as is. So that also for me will support critical thinking. But I mean, from a curriculum standpoint, I would call out like each one of us may have had some scenarios where it could be a design fault, it could be a fault in the environment or dependencies which got identified, and human error. Most of the occasions, yes, there's some human error involved. That could help drive the critical thinking. Anyone else?
Some engagements like setting up the anchorage or organizing that. You set up the budget, you need to find the sponsors for it, you need to find out how many students will be participating. That involves a lot of critical thinking because you need to find out the break-even point, how much money we should collect. So we cannot be under budgeted because you'll have vendors knocking your door to get paid, which happened to us once. But that's one of the extracurricular activity that you have here that will shape up your critical thinking.
Yeah, I will explain. I was a NASA secretary for that time, also convener for that year Anchorage. So live example is like we were having, I think Anchorage was over, it all went well, and we had a lot of payment to be collected from the vendors. So getting the payment from the sponsors is a tedious task. They will not pay unless we show the proof or footprints and all these things. So I think after the Anchorage, after 1 month or something, exams were going on. So studying for the exam is one part, but I used to wake up early, 4 o'clock, because that time we don't have mobile phones. We will get phone call from the stage guys, the people whom we have heard sound and all these things. Early morning, 5:50, 5:30, we used to get call from them. So my way of thought during that exam days is what to tell them, what sort of excuse that we can grant them. He was my roommate, so we used to discuss, brainstorm. So that is how that critical thinking skill developed. That is the perseverance and all these things. How when we are handling a project these days, it had helped a lot. That's why it's like a live example what we have mentioned.
So one more thing I'd like to add is, in case in the context of critical thinking, is sometimes you'll have to break down the problem. It is very unique. Different people break down the problem in different ways because our brains are all wired differently. So I think that is one more thing I'd like to add.
I think we have to give chance for them to ask questions now.
Hi all, I'm Ashish from the 47th batch, currently final year student. So I'm sure this question might be wondering in almost everyone's mind, because, and also the people, great personalities sitting in the stage also might be able to relate to that this question. Most of us are from very humble background. Most of us are born and brought up in Kerala, India. So when the slides are showing, I'm sure pretty much sure that everyone thought the places that you people are living in, UK, US, Norway, and so many other foreign places. So as a child that was born and brought up in India, we always used to fascinate about people living in other countries. And the most common way to get there is from the education qualities. I've seen take a master's, do it. But I also people with bachelor degrees going to, and as final year students, our placement seasons are also approaching. So we're in a state where we think where to go, where to get placed and all. So what are your guys' opinion on that?
Okay, let me start this. Though I am not in the commercial world, I am in the Navy, and I will continue to remain in the Navy till my superannuation. But yes, I had mentioned that India has tremendous opportunities. So my suggestion or request to you is, at least the first job, do it in the country. That would also give you a launch pad. First of all, for you to understand what is outside in the commercial world, you would get that in a safer environment. You would be able to learn that. If you jump into a company abroad as a first job, you will be struggling first of all with the geography of the place, the food habits, the culture of the place, and in addition you will also be struggling with your profession. So the first option would be that you should look for a company within the country. All the major shipyards are coming to you for recruitment. Even the classification societies within the country are coming to you. So please join those. Ideal combination would be 2 or 3 years of job, picking up a master's either in management or in technology, and then if required, if you want to explore the world, that is the time that you should go. So this is my first take on this. Others will have something.
Just an analogy to that, it's like saying, if you can learn to drive in India, you can pretty much drive anywhere else in the world. So that sort of ties in well with that comment.
Even we were also having same aspirations when we were in the final years. But I just want to tell you one thing. Suppose you are in UAE, you are trying for a job. You can see people asking Gulf experience, people asking Gulf driving license. Forget the driving license. So Gulf experience, what they are asking for is the building should be suited to their conditions. This field, this naval architecture and marine field is something which is similar in India as well as in the outer world. If you have experience from India, nobody will say this is Indian experience, we want overseas experience. You guys are really lucky. And the advantage of being in India in the initial days of career is that people allow you some time to learn. If an assignment is given, they will give you chance to make mistakes. Whereas if you directly land in a foreign country, right from the day one, they will be expecting results from you. I will tell one experience of my younger brother. He was in France, but he went there after 15 years of experience. A French student came to him as project lead. That guy was delivering the project in the same standard an employee in that company was doing.
and only after that he got his project signed. I'm not telling that you are not capable of that, but you have to come to that level. So the expectations will be very high abroad compared to here. So it's always better to have 1 or 2 years here, or maybe 3 years here, and then try for something outside. Opportunities always come in way of you knocking. Don't worry, it will come.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. So actually grab the first opportunity that you get and you increase the options that you have, and these things will automatically come. So you shouldn't make this as the end goal, rather than, you should look at what can you get into right now and try and expand your horizons, and then you will obviously come across a lot of opportunities. So this is probably one thing which it's a mistake that I did, that I tried to go out for. So it ended up well for me, touch wood, but I would have, taken the route which my friends here are saying, that would have been the right thing to do. Yeah.
Okay, when you started this question, I thought it was a very interesting, of course your question is interesting. You started like you were from everyone else is from a very humble background, family, that is true. I would like to go one step further. As an entrepreneur, when you start a career with a job, then when you become and start running your own business, you will be encountering a lot of stress and challenges, especially when you are in an overseas, abroad. You will be facing different colors of challenges. I hope you understand that. So, first of all, you have to prime yourself. You need to have a very thick skin. You should not be a soft guy there. Of course, you will have challenges, you will make mistakes, and you will be pushed to the edge. But nevertheless, nothing will happen to you. You have to make your mind really strong. And my experience, when I was doing business, I'm towing many things, ship will get stuck in the middle of the ocean, I signed the contract, and they will say, if the ship sinks, you are fully responsible, you will be going to jail. They are even told that because you signed the contract for the towing. But eventually we managed the whole project and it was very successful. There will be stressful situations. So it is your mind. You need to prime yourself, because at the end of the day, now I look back, I have a very great learning experience in those projects. So any kind of stressful situations or any kind of challenges or mistakes, consider that as a lesson learned, or consider that as a beautiful lesson. It is coming to you and there will be success. And you rightly said, yes, we all from a middle class, some humble family, and at one point of time we should become entrepreneurs as well. Okay? Yeah.
Just to add to that, again, there's no right or wrong here. It's a combination of all these answers, and nothing wrong in aspiring as well. You should. And I have an example. I didn't have a passport, and I didn't aspire to go out, but somehow I ended up. I actually wanted to be an electronics engineer. I didn't want to be a naval architect, but somehow ended up, went out. I was on US. So it's about, one, getting the right opportunity, two is the skill set. Like after graduating from here, I was in Bombay, just the usual stuff, doing inclines and things like that, some software experience. But once you get an opportunity, get on board and flow with it. That's my 2 cents.
No, I have another question. I was thanking you all.
Okay, thank you. Waiting for the next question.
Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Pranav. I am from the 48th batch. So my question, I think any one of you could answer, because most of them has done MTech or MBA degrees in other IITs and some foreign universities. So my question is there anything lacking in our department, or is there anything we should improve ourselves as students? As you might have gone to other universities and foreign and abroad. So as students, is there anything to improve ourselves in this department?
I actually, there was probably something I wanted to add, and I think Deepesh talked about it, about reading. I think whatever we say, right, end of the day, English is an international language, is a language of business. You have to embrace the language, try and, be as communicative as possible in it. And this is definitely something that I would recommend that we all look into.
One more thing I'd like to add is to be more agile to the changing circumstance. Now, to that point, yesterday Anoop did share the latest course syllabus with me, and I see that you have adapted the course syllabus to the needs of the day. So I think as students also, it will also be good if you can be more agile to the changing landscape, which will help you stand out when you go out into the industry.
Yeah, I am sure you must be aware of NPTEL. Most of you are aware of NPTEL in this country. So there are a lot of courses. Sir, I don't know whether some credits of NPTEL are allowed for them. Are they allowed? Okay. In addition to those credits, I suggest that you can do further NPTEL courses which need not be Naval, which need not be even mechanical engineering or marine engineering. They can be into a very different domain. This would definitely build you up for your future. So that will also help you in your placements, and that will also help you to pursue further degrees either in management or technology. Not to be surprised, but as of now, I'm doing an NPTEL course in reliability analysis. Last year, when I was sitting in an exam, and a kid next to me was just 21 years old, "Sir, aap kyun baithe ho?" I said, "Just to check myself." So that was it. And fortunately, I scored 74-75%. So I am doing NPTEL courses at my age, and learning will never stop. And that is out of my own interest, because presently I am struggling with a problem related to reliability, and fortunately there was an NPTEL course from BARC, Bhabha Atomic Research Center. So I am doing that. So please do these courses either through NPTEL or through Udemy. There are other courses as well, so that your skills are quite updated. Okay, second and a very quick point. If you are not inclined towards software, you better be inclined towards software, because software is going to be the backbone of the future. So it is good to get these skills in terms of programming, data sciences, in addition to your naval architecture, will stand you good stead. Not necessarily in a software job, because data sciences and software is kind of ubiquitous now. It is coming in each and every field of engineering. So it would be nice if you could get those skills, even if they are not on your course syllabus.
Just to add to that, I'm sure you're on LinkedIn, maybe? Yeah, LinkedIn offers quite a lot of free courses which you can take up, and I think there is a couple of free, I think it's called edu.x or something like. Yeah, they offer a lot of free courses which you can take up. You can scroll through, figure out what you want and do it. It's free, so you can do it at your own leisure. The key difference, I think, is back then when we used to get the Naval Architect magazine. By the time we apply for the job is already taken, because the magazine comes by ship and it takes like 2 or 3 weeks to arrive here. And by the time you apply for the job, it's already gone. But nowadays, you can apply for a job, from your fingertips, really. So the amount of information available out there is quite a lot. So I think, as an addendum to what you learn here, it would be beneficial to grab all those free resources, including LinkedIn, including any universities that are offering it for free, to bolster your ammo. I think that's.
Now, if you're academically inclined, whatever I see nowadays, almost every engineer in class or advanced engineering teams are always holding at least a master's degree. Now, if you want to restrict yourself just with the bachelor's, you might be disadvantaged in the, especially in core engineering fields. A master's degree gives you an opportunity to specialize on things like offshore engineering or probably mechanical or subsea. Those are areas that we can do a master's. There is no need to do a master's in naval architecture, but you need to go to some sort of specialization. So don't stop. The days of just BTech is kind of over when it comes to advanced engineering and core engineering area. Yeah. Okay. I just want to say
one last word.
When that question came, somebody near me said, "Don't be like us." Okay. So, no, in retrospect, Ronnie was probably one of the most studious persons in our batch. If you heard him speak today, you heard him say some of those subjects that look not so interesting, you may want to focus on them too. Because during the course of your journey, definitely they will be of use to you. So it's very easy for me to say, somebody who has never done it, and I know it will be, so you may all not do it, but just calling it out, that's one. Two, a lot of courses. It's very interesting today how you go about doing it. Now, I mean, my experience, we all hear about all these courses, hardly 5 to 10% take it. It's fun not doing it. You will all encounter the need later on, but the faster you get onto it, the better. But that's something we are speaking from experience, but for you, it's a mountain to climb. Okay. The previous person's question also is aligning. See, everyone is different. Now, somebody may be very research oriented. I mean, I still remember Ronnie when we stayed together. I really thought he would get into some research stuff. Some people are more entrepreneurial. So, some people want to work, and coming from backgrounds where getting the money home is critical, that might be your immediate need. But in our batch, I think most of us picked up higher studies early in their career than later. There are, of course, doctorates that come later, but what I see is I would definitely recommend working sometime and going for higher education later. But there is nothing like this is right or that is right. So I will leave it to you based on your passion. Make those decisions. Thank you.
Can I add something? I think we have been talking about the academic reasons for going for a master's or a PhD, but there's also a practical reason of finding a job in the US or UK, and there's nothing wrong in it. You pick up the academic skills, you can also find a job in the US or UK. And I know many of you might be interested in pursuing that route, and we have many of our members who have gone through that route. So feel free to come and talk to us. We'll be able to guide you through that process. Anything else? So let's go to the next question.
Just before, give me 2 seconds. I just have 3 words. Read, read, read. Read up whatever you have and try to absorb as much, because I feel that whatever little that we have learned is only through reading. That's it. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Sir, myself Adil from 48 batch. Sir, my question is that what advice would you give for those who are aiming for a management role in our industry?
Management role in our organization, right?
Yes. In our industry.
In our industry. Management guy? Okay.
I would suggest if you are looking for a management role, I think marine and offshore still gives to go up, like still gives preference to technical knowledge to go into a manager role rather than hiring somebody from outside without experience. So if you are going to management role in marine or offshore, it's mostly will be down from the down. I mean, you are go in engineering department, then move to production, then move to other operations, and then go to a top level of management. Other than that, I don't think, unlike finance or software, they don't hire people from much from outside. That's my perspective. I may be wrong as well.
From my experience, what I have experienced while interacting with people in the marine industry, especially in the top management, Unlike the other categories of business, you will not find much of the MBA guys or the management qualified guys in the top management in marine and offshore naval architecture fields. Most of them are engineers who have done their hard grinds, worked in the field, have the right technical knowledge, and rose up through the ranks to the management. So that is the particular beauty of this industry, that nobody can jump from one place to a top at one fine day. You have to grind it through the process. So the core technical knowledge, that is a must in performing your duties in the marine and offshore industry. If you need to communicate to your downline, you should understand that process. So hardcore knowledge on the technical side is also very important. Okay, your qualifications, your programs on the management side, that will enhance your capabilities, but technical knowledge is a must to perform in that level.
Yeah, I will speak from my experience. Like Basan mentioned, like I joined as a trainee initially. Then whatever roles I had gone through is based on the experience. Experience means in management terms we can say lessons learned. The mistakes we make means you should have an opportunity, or when you are choosing a career, take an opportunity. Like, of course, financial side is something that everyone might be considering, but if you have an option between either the, like, you make sure like you choose a career that it will help you in a long term perspective. It's not like just money. Like for many of us after when we graduated, it's like Y2K time. So all software companies were recruiting. So around 5-6 of us from our batch, because there was no demand drive for the naval architecture that time, went to that because the money that they were offering is like 5 times what we were getting. Some shipyards we were getting 2,500 rupees a salary that time, but maybe so IT industry was offering 30,000. That was the difference. So many went on that, but at some time realized like maybe my field or my core activity or my passion is something related or different. So many came back. Even Prashant was telling he was passionate about electronics, but some point, but still there is an option, like there is an electrical department or electrical something related to marine also. You choose or you drive that in a direction that you will end up in something that you can find passion. Then work on it further and do research, make mistakes on that side, but at the end you will be the manager for that specific task. That should be the way you have to plan your career. Little bit of career design at this point of time is very important when you are opting for the first job.
So shipping is very different from other industries. A lot of these new age startups, etc., where one can become a manager quickly. Quicker. Shipping is where it's more organic growth that you usually see, where you go through the ranks. Typically, unless a company expands, the number of employees are the same. So if you were running with 10 managers, why would you need 11 manager to run the same company? So definitely the opportunities for managerial positions is either if somebody goes off or the company grows, where that growth needs to be supported by somebody managing. So definitely weigh on that. Second area which I would want to call out is there are a lot of occasions where as an individual contributor you will be able to display leadership skills. Jump on it. Okay. Like I said, it's probably, I mean, typically in an IT company, the span is like number of people who are reporting to you. And reporting is not managing. You might have contractors, but you don't manage their work.
You don't, they just deliver on their work. There's some contract which runs over it. But truly managing people, when you say managing people, it's their growth. You're planning their career. You're planning their learning. You're planning how you're addressing their deficiencies, etc. and meeting their aspirations. That's a whole different ball game. So when you say jump into those where your leadership is visible to at least 2-3 levels above you, and then you are noted, and that's the first step where if an opportunity comes or they're looking for somebody to be given a new portfolio, etc., they will definitely consider you.
Your question regarding management role in the field of naval architecture. Actually, you should, as a student, my personal opinion is you should think twice about that question. Actually, if you see an organization, if you look at the top person sitting in that organization, he is a generalist actually. He just gives instructions to others. You do this job, you do that stability calculation, you do this applicable length calculation, etc. And his job, though he takes the complete responsibility for that job, but his job looks simple as a generalist. So a management aspirant can think of that job as a good job. But to reach that position, the only route to reach that position of a head of the organization or a generalist head of the organization, only way to reach there is through a technical specialist. Only a specialist can become a senior most generalist in any organization. So if you start looking at management role right from the beginning and you don't have a specialization in any particular one area where you alone can do that job, nobody else can replace you, that specialization and expertise you should develop. Only, you remember my word, only a specialist can reach a topmost generalist position. So that's my humble opinion on this.
I think we answered your question. Can we move to the next one?
Yes.
You can take this mic.
Hello sir, my name is Arvind and I am from the 49th batch. Naval sir have said while he was speaking that he have developed that skill of reaching to the daily wage worker, to the CEO of the company, and he could open up there. And Dibay sir also said that that our development happens when we tackle with the people who matters the most. And did you had that skill from the early stages, or did you had that chance to develop in your CUSAT era and all? And yeah.
That's a great question actually. I think this is organic. You kind of evolve and you surround yourself with it and you learn it unknowingly. But over a period of time when you reflect on it and when you see that these have got you through obstacles, got you through situations. I remember when we went for our training in Gujarat, we got swindled by a guy in Bombay. Do you remember that? Who was that? Harish, you were there with us, remember? Yeah. So, situations when it arises and when you come through it, then that's when you kind of realize that, okay, these are things that I need to register in my mind for future. So yeah, I think this is something that everybody can learn. You just need to be a little bit introspective and reflective on it, but for sure it will work. So yeah, this is my 2 cents.
So your question was, people around you here, how they influence you, right? DK sir, very learned person, but he was a pillar of strength for all of us. I mean, you can see everyone nodding. Yes, exactly. Very approachable, very supportive, and the level of humility, I mean, he's one of the, how shall I say, one of the more, he had done a lot of higher courses, very, very qualified to teach poor mortals like us who had no inclination to study. Barring Ronnie probably.
Yeah, he compensated for the entire batch in a way, but it's not like you can see everything in one person. There will be certain aspects which can motivate you in each people, and I would say keep an open mind to look out for that. You might have some professors who might be very rough, not naming anyone, but mind you, because they did what they did, there are definitely things which we ended up doing which benefited us later. So I would always, that open mind, warmth to learn is important, and keep that on.
I would like to add one more thing. Our course is pretty unique in a sense compared to other engineering courses, that we have these summer programs. We've been sent to these places for like 2 months. And this is a new place, new working environment, most likely new language. So that trains you. You probably won't understand the value of it now, but you learn a lot of things without you yourself knowing it. So that's kind of developing our people to be a good professional when they are graduated from this university.
Yeah, that was very right. I mean, we were, and I think all of us, at least 6 of us, were living in the slums of Calcutta at the age of 17. I remember that it was very tough days finding a place to live. That makes you tough. Like as I said, one of my colleague told me, one of the pillar of strength in our curriculum is that 2 months training, that you learn a lot of life skills there, and that makes you ready for anything to face. And one more thing to add, we all had a humble background when we came here, and none of us thought that we will go to UK, go to US. It was not in our plan that time, as one of the first question and answer. It all happened just grabbing the opportunity. I know that now there is a current trend among the youth in Kerala to go there with the destination. None of us planned it as it is going to be our way. So it is just like we thought, most of us grabbed the first job, then thought about our next plan, and then moved on. Some of them have moved from Singapore to UK and all, so it's not just all pre-planned. And everyone's life will be different. Till you are from the school, from the plus two to BTech, most of our students' life will be same. Afterwards, once you graduate, it will start change. So that's what we are all in different parts of the world, not in the same place. So again, don't go with the one destination. Plan your journey as it comes across. I think we can take one, or I mean, if you are interested, we are ready. But time is also running out, so we can take one question now.
Yeah, we didn't hear any question from the girls in the group here.
And we talk about equity.
Now's the time.
Good afternoon, sirs. My name is Eunice. I am from batch 49. My question is, what were the biggest challenges you faced transitioning from college to workforce and workplaces? And like, did your expectations meet your reality?
Just one thing about about our student, like naval architect's role is, we will see the same person for maybe next 30 years. I know Rajesh Panikar, he was, I know most of us know him. He was here when he came here. I meet him regularly in Dubai. So, and also environment I went, wherever we went, we had seniors. Where I was in Goa, then I was in some other place, then I was in Dubai. Wherever, even now some of our seniors are working with us. So I never felt there is a difference in, we have to adapt with other person, unknown persons. I know mostly in Navy also we will have same thing. So that is one thing which no other people are amazed, like how you know each other for last 35 years. So we are colleagues and also same people. So that is one difference I have found in naval architecture course. Anything to add?
I can. This is me, and this is my first day in job. Ignorance. I mean, ignorance is bliss except when you are in a job where you don't know what to expect. So the fear of
losing the job or coming out bad is what typically I ran in when I started. What Shifaz mentioned about having seniors, so when Shifaz and me joined same time in Goa, he had one of our seniors as his mentor, and I had somebody from ID Kharagpur, Ajit Kumar Basak, amazing guy. The very reason I'm here where I am today was because of him. But you fear, what is he expecting? One of the things I would tell you is set expectations. I mean, this is more of a management philosophy. Hey, what are your expectations? And we clarify that. Sharing your strengths or understanding and hey, I need some time. Putting that up front will help you in setting up the expectations from the other side also. But fear of failure was what got me there.
Hello. Yeah, this is my personal experience. Lack of outlook about the industry. What is there in the industry? That was my initial hiccup. I will tell you a short brief. I initially joined a ship design company after passing out from college. I spent there for one and a half month. But I got many jobs. I did many jobs, but I was not aware of what I was doing. I did not understand what it looked like actually, and I was not sure about what it is used for. So I was confused and I quit the job. I joined a shipbuilding company. There I saw what I saw in the drawing. And I was able to see, I was able to comprehend, okay, this is what I saw in the drawing. At site, I saw the structure, the piping systems, the brackets, the outfit items, the machineries, how huge it is, the sheer size of items in the marine industry that perplexed me. So after spending around about 3 years in that company, I got the outlook, okay, what the ship looks like, what are the items, how does it works and things like that. So then I came back to ship design again. I was comfortable then, okay, then I knew what I was doing. So previously I did not know what I was doing. So it was just lack of outlook about what a ship is, what it is and what the industry is like. So that sort of an outlook, a knowledge about the industry and the things that was the hiccup for me.
So just in the essence of time, we're gonna stop this interaction session, but the interaction never stops here. You are free to contact any of us. So come talk to us after this formal event. Maybe take the contact numbers or the email addresses and then try to contact them if you have any question. We'll be happy to mentor some of you guys. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Ranjit.
Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you to my fellow classmates. You can go back to your place. I would request Mr. Alex as part of those stars. Alex sir. You all can sit. We have not concluded yet. Yeah, please be seated. Yeah. Alex sir, please.
Yeah, actually this session we planned, basically it's an initiative what we've thought of, like it will be good for the students and the current, even the faculty or whoever here. like a transition and an engagement, how we can make it more fruitful with an association and with some sort of structured plan in the future along with the DOSTAs. So it was just a plan, or it's a drafted initially, like we can continue this process in the coming years. So I would like Ajak sir to have some view how it can be taken up with the DOSTAs further.
Very good day to you all. Especially I'll congratulate the 20th batch in having the Silver Jubilee to this magnitude. I know few of them, and I was associated with them for a long time. Shifas, Ajit, Basant, and there was one Navneet in your batch. Naveen. I don't see him here. I mean, no, he has not come. Okay, these four guys I was associated when I was in UAE. And I appreciate you guys for conducting this wonderful question answer session or seminar in guiding our young students, I mean, for their career prospects. And I also thank SNAS or even the department who organized this to such a great extent. I mean, thank you. And the last question one girl has asked, I mean, I would like to answer it in a little sarcastic way. When you are studying, you don't mind spending the money of your parents. But when you get a job, it's your hard-earned money. So you'll think twice when you spend the job. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex sir. Okay, this is the final moment where we need to thank our teachers and mentors. Yeah, we almost did 2 hours sitting session now. Those days they have to stand for 2 hours and teach us non-stop. Whether we understand or not, they have no idea, but most of the time we didn't understand. And they have to give us viva. We don't know whether we gave them viva or they gave us viva. We went through a lot. In some of our occasions in our class, of course, we all are successful people. We occupy many key roles in different industry, contribute. But during our college days, there are some occasions when we finish our class and go, one guy will come to the class. We had situations like when we finish, the teacher finishes the class, the guy will enter the class. So and there were some occasions where many of them write exams and the teachers found it very, very difficult to correct their papers. But they went through all these things and they made us successful. So we take this occasion to thank them, and we would like to give them a simple appreciation of memento. I would like to call by names. Please come over and please take it. Madhya sir. And the memento will be given by Dipesh. Sir, you have to say a few words after that. Yeah. Dipesh will give the memento.
Thank you very much for material science. Yeah. Thank you very much for giving this memorable memento. For me, I joined in 1994. So after that, I taught 2 subjects. One is applied chemistry. So those time there was no teacher to teach, and before that the teacher from chemistry department used to come and teach. So when I joined, I had an opportunity to teach this subject. And basically I am a metallurgist, a material engineer. So I had a very nice time with the students. The difference between those time and now is that the students were very studious compared to, to be very frank. But here, nowadays, the students show the core interest in these subjects. So that is what you have brought out, right? One of the your batchmate brought out that point. You have to give importance to all subjects, not only for the core area. So that is my message to the youngsters who are here. Now, and I also started teaching welding technology and corrosion engineering, and that also was a core subject, particularly for shipbuilding industries. So even now I teach the material science, welding technology, corrosion engineering. So I have got more opportunity to deal with people who are all of different calibers, different skill sets. So with that, you are able to reach this height is, I mean, it's really amazing that you reach to high levels. And I thank you very much. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would like to invite Dilip Krishan, sir. Sharad, please come and give the memento to Dilip Krishan, sir. Thank you, sir. You are one of the best teachers.
Thank you. Good to see you all back. Thank you very much. I'm sorry you had to sit through my controllability class. Okay. Thank you all.
I would like to invite Santosh, sir. Prashant PG, please come to the stage. Prashant PG. Sir, a few words, please.
Thank you very much for this wonderful get-together and this wonderful memento. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. I would like to invite Anup. He was supporting us a lot during our renovations. And Shyam, please come over and please pass the memento to Anup. Anup was on the toe for us, all the time helping us with all the renovations, keeping us updates.
It's our pleasure. You guys are spending the money. The least they can do is help the coordination.
Anup, you want to say anything?
Just thanks a lot. Thanks ever so much. It's such a great joy to see each and every one of you back here together. And you kind of have set the benchmark up so high. When it's time for our batch to have the same thing, we'll have to probably outshine what you guys have done. And we'll take it up as a challenge. We'll try to do that too. And that being said, thanks ever so much what you've done. Not just the material contributions, the monetary contributions, but the intellectual contributions, everything. That what you're doing for the students these days, I mean, it's amazing what you've started. Let the future batch also continue with something like this, and hopefully we'll have better and better interactions further down the line. And again, thanks ever so much from our department side and also from my own personal side. Thanks ever so much.
Thanks, Anup. I would like to invite Satish, sir, and Roni. Roni, please come. Yeah, come. Roni, please pass the memento to Satish, sir. Thank you, Satish. A few words, please.
Good afternoon, HOD sir, teachers, and 20th generation of naval architects, alumni members, students, friends. Actually, I'm sorry I couldn't sit full time because I've got legs in two boats. In naval architecture, we always say that no, you should not put legs in two boats. So that is something which is happening to me. So anyway, thank you 20th batch for the amazing contribution to the department, and congratulations to all of you for successfully completing 25 years in your service. And you are 25 years young, I can see. All of you are looking very young. And I wish you all long years of service and all the best wishes to your family. And I think your batch I celebrated the silver jubilee of our department, isn't it? You are the 25th batch and I remember telling that your batch coordinated all the activities of the department's silver jubilee. Last year we had a great celebration of golden jubilee. Thanks to those teachers and entire alumni came, and it was and some of you also came. And I think we can, with HOD sir, we can conclude our golden jubilee year, I think, with this. So this is a fitting celebration of completing 1 year. We actually celebrated 1 full year. So I think, thank you very much once again. Wish you all the best. Please come back. Keep helping the department. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Last but not the least, our heartfelt thank and appreciation goes to the whole SNAS team. They were with us all the time. They were supporting anytime we call, whether it is day or night or midnight. They are ready to work and ready to respond. Thank you so much for the SNAS team. And I would request the SNAS secretary and the SNAS representative to come so that we can pass. Let Dipesh give the gift to the SNAS secretary. You can call your entire team, your SNAS team. You have some words?
So we genuinely hope that you guys are satisfied with the program that we have arranged here, and we are genuinely looking forward for the golden jubilee of the 20th batch also. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
And we would like to, we would request existing faculty, anybody here, Benissa, to have a few words on the activities we are giving. You have existing faculty? Yes, sir.
Good afternoon all, I'm Ebony sir. I've been here for 5 years as adjunct faculty. I've been enjoying my time here. One of the things I appreciated about this batch is that they spoke about all the things that the students should learn and how they should equip themselves for the future. As Dr. Satish Babu mentioned, maybe the present batches are more having a fun time than a learning time. And it's good to see the alumni come here and say that you really ought to be learning things. One of the things I want to ask you was, what do you feel is the weakness in your organizations? What is it that you think that your organization should be stronger in? And therefore these younger batches who are coming up should fill up those weaknesses. Okay, I'm enjoying my time here. I hope the students here are also doing that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I would like to invite Bina madam to have a few words.
We know you by name, but yeah. we had admissions today, so that is, yeah. Thank you very much for this opportunity to all the 20th batch and also SNAS. I'm very happy after I came to this department, the culture here, like the seniors or the alumni coming back here to the department and enjoying their time here, spending memories here. It's very, like we have a get together this Sunday after 15 years, but there are a lot of excuses. Many are not coming, many are saying that we have this thing, that thing, but it's very happy to see that everyone is turning up here at the department, and it's and it has been the culture here, like the juniors and the seniors during their period here, they help each other a lot, they mentor each other a lot, they give work to them, okay, they give guidance, and more than what we say, students actually look upon their seniors. not during the academic sessions, but other things like how to study for internals, what all questions can you, what all should you expect when this teacher is teaching, all those things they give. So it's a very nice experience here. Thank you, very, very nice to see you all. Thank you.
I would like to request Dr. Manu Kurula. He is one of our distinguished alumni and is the Director General R&M at DRDO headquarters.
Thank you, Roni Saab and the batch 20. 2000 Y2K problem was there that time. I do remember, and the passing out of this batch especially, and almost many software companies also had come up to pick up people. And DRDO, that time with lot of difficulty, we have got some posts. And I haven't got anybody else. One was a single person, Ronnie Francis has joined. So now, what should I tell about this batch? I know that each and every one of you are pillars of strength to the organization you belong, or you have started or initiated. I could see that in Dr. Ronnie Francis and how he has progressed. And this is the character of this department. One question that was asked, what is special about us? What is special about us is the story of sea. We have given an atmosphere, an environment which is confusing, which cannot be predicted. No astrologer can predict. In the past, people, the olden days, they used to carry an astrologer in a ship. Astrologer, there was a position in the ship. He used to go and predict what will happen. So you have been given a chance to design systems of sea with some predictability. So people are doing wonderful job, and today you are giving sort of a guidance to the batches that they should take care of their future generations. And this is a shining example, the way you have conducted. And the togetherness, it is not only in the dress. I can understand the philosophy of life itself, you are together. I really wish the batch 20 all the very best. The shippies, they feel proud that their seniors are taking care of, they are celebrating. They could have celebrated in any club, anywhere else. They have come and celebrated with you. And as far as the Golden Jubilee celebrations, what you have said, Golden Jubilee is still Diamond Jubilee. So it does not stop. It has to continue, right? And Department of Ship Technology, the moment you join the Department of Ship Technology, it is a celebration of life. So please celebrate the life with all the people. Wonderful. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. The love and affection at which Roni has invited, I could not resist. Thank you for giving this opportunity. I am also thankful to all our teachers and seniors, and especially Madhyajagan sir, for giving a direction that, all the younger generation, they look forward to meeting the expectations of India to become, a technology leader. And everybody is looking at sea for that. So it is a ocean of opportunities for all of us. And this 20,000 batch, Y2K batch, represent that ocean of opportunities. Thank you very much. All the very best.
Thank you, sir. Very insightful. I would request Jatish Chandra, sir, to come and have a few words.
Thank you. Thank you, 20th batch. ഞാൻ ജതീഷ് ചന്ദ്ര, ഐ എം ഇൻ കൊച്ചിൻ ഷിപ്പ്യാർഡ്. ഇതിനകത്ത് കുറച്ച് പേരെ എനിക്ക് വളരെ ക്ലോസ് ആയിട്ട് അറിയുന്നവരുണ്ട് 20th ബാച്ചിലുള്ളത്. എസ്പെഷ്യലി ഐ ഹാവ് വർക്ക്ഡ് വിത്ത് ജോളി ആൻ്റണി, ദാറ്റ് വാസ് ഇൻ സാംസങ് ഇൻ 2002. I think we had a big family there in Korea. Very, very wonderful time. We used to cook together, we used to sleep together, we used to see movies together. It was, that time there was not many people Indian, so we enjoyed a lot there. After that, at that time ഞാൻ മാത്രമേ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നുള്ളൂ മാരീഡ് ആയിട്ട്. അപ്പോൾ എൻ്റെ റൂമിൽ വന്നിട്ടാണ് ഇവരെല്ലാം കുക്ക് ചെയ്യുകയും കഴിക്കുകയും പിന്നെ പാത്രം കഴുകുകയും എല്ലാം കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് പോകുന്നത്. So it was a wonderful time. After that, we all got separated. Roni, Ajithne വെച്ച് കണ്ടുണ്ട്. Anyway, then Manu Sarne anengil, no, what I wanted to say is our alumni is very, very strong, and the connect, immediately we get connected. That means when you say you are from Cochin Department of Ship Technology, the connect is that it is immediately connected. So when we used to do training here, summer vacation, what we normally do is we just go to that time we don't have, now people are going outside for training. That time we go to the port cities like Calcutta or Visakhapatnam, Gujarat or something like that. So our second training was in Calcutta. So we just rushed into Calcutta. We stayed in Manu Sar's house. We 5 or 6 of us were there. After that they used to, we wait and cook in the evening, we all eat together. But sometime after that Manu Sar found it is difficult. So he found us another place. He shifted us to another apartment. Anyway. No. He gave us a separate apartment. But still it was like, what I want to say is the kind of, like as he said, nammal departmentally keri kazhinja, it is throughout we have got that connect. So I think please maintain that connect with the department also. And another thing I want to tell is, as Manu Sir said, now this Cochin University alumni is playing a very, very big role in the Indian overall. If you see the Indian scenario of shipbuilding, like Manu Sir is heading the DRDO, then we have got Madhu Sir is here in Cochin Shipyard, MDL chairman is from Cochin Shipyard, then Navy, both surface ship DIG and submarine is from Cochin University. So the whole Navy is controlled by design is from Cochin University students. GRSC we have, then we have got Coast Guard, Dibu. Yeah, so 3 of Coast Guard Navy is from my batch. I am proud to say that, 15th batch. Anyway, so let us celebrate this life of Department of Ship Technology. Thank you for inviting me also. Happy to join you all. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. That's inspiring. I would like to invite Dr. Hasina ma'am to have a few words.
Actually, it's immense pleasure to see you all here. I know I'm not familiar to anyone. Actually, I have been here for 2 years only. And thank you all for all this support and gathering here and giving such insightful words to our students and all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Any of the seniors, alumni would like to share some words here? Yeah, please, sir.
Tomorrow in the same place we have a INA session, Institution of Naval Architects. So I request whoever is available, students, dostas or whoever is available, please join that. Manu Sir will be there. That is from 5:30 to 7:30. That is after the office hours. I don't know whether your celebrations will be finished, but if you are available, yeah, not dinner, it is only Vada is there. Yeah. Okay, please join. Thank you.
Okay, any of the seniors?
Talk is by our first batch alumni, Mohanlal sir, entrepreneurship in shipbuilding in this present scenario. Round table. Yeah, there will be a round table also to basically to look into the opportunities of shipbuilding and also to regenerate the Cochin branch of Naval Architects here, because we were all here, but so many experienced people are here, like not only juniors, ship technology, but so many people have come back from department now. We are here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. As I said in the beginning, our cheers goes to all the faculty, our past professors who gave us a great knowledge. And the second cheers goes to all the friends. As somebody was saying, our alumni is very close network from the first batch until the last batch. Everybody is approachable and everybody is connected. And the final biggest cheer goes to the Department of Ship Technology, which churned out like ships, and releasing from the shipyard and docks, we go all around the world and do great things. Okay? We have aged, of course, 25 years. We have become old. We have our own career challenges, health challenges, but still we are young at heart and the greatest 20th batch of Royal Shippies. Thank you. Now I'll hand over the mic to the SNAS team. They have some cultural programs. You take over.
Prior to that, just one, I don't know, anyone has noticed, till now, no, thanks for Ranjit for handling all the event. Special thanks to Ranjit. Before that, I just want to mention something like and highlight what we were trying to present apart from this panel discussion. I don't know, anyone has noticed that regarding the timekeeping. This is some aspect that is very much required in any industry, especially what we have noticed here. In recent past events even happened in the university and department and all these things. So this is something what is very important in your career or wherever you are going or working. Just try to maintain that. We announced that we will be here at 9 o'clock. We were here. We finished our function about 10 o'clock. We were prompt to conclude the function which was held in the classroom. Then after that we had this 2-hour session. We concluded it promptly around 12:30, and I think we are early now. Felicitation, we missed few of our faculty members who are supposed to hear, otherwise we might have ended up at 1:15 itself. So this is something that we request everyone to follow, especially the Indian mindset which we used to tell, that has to change with the international technology or international mindset. So just try to maintain this sort of, this is what we were just trying to set an example just to show it is possible here. Because we had been here for another event last year and all these things. These are something which we feel like, which we should set a model for everyone. So I just want to highlight that. That's it. And handing over.
Good afternoon all. I hope you all enjoyed the session. So SNAS had prepared a token of gratitude to 20th batch. So now I invite SNAS members to give the prize. I request 20th batch to all of us, all please come to. This model is completely handmade. Our students made this from the workshop. now we can move on to a small. Now we can move on to small cultural session. So now I invite Hrishikesh from batch 49 for a small song.
കരളിത്തായോ മോഹത്തിൻ മകരന്തം ഞാൻ പകരം നൽകാം. വണ്ടേ വണ്ടേ വാർമുകിൽ വണ്ടേ പലവട്ടം പാടിയതല്ലേ മനമെല്ലാം മധുരക്കനവായി മാറിപ്പോയി. മണിയിൽ നിറമുണ്ടോ മണ്ടോളം കുളിരുണ്ടോ ഒരു വട്ടം കൂടി ചൊല്ലാമോ. മണിൽ കൊടി മഞ്ഞായി മഞ്ഞിലകൾ മണ്ണിൽ പോ മൺവാസനയും നെഞ്ചിൽ പോ. പാലപ്പൂവേ മണമിത്തിരി കരളിത്തായോ മോഹത്തിൻ മകരന്തം ഞാൻ പകരം നൽകാം. വണ്ടേ വണ്ടേ വാർമുകിൽ വണ്ടേ പലവട്ടം പാടിയതല്ലേ മനമെല്ലാം മധുരക്കനവായി മാറിപ്പോയി. പുതിയൊരു പൂമ്പാറ്റിൻ പൂങ്കൊടി പൂവാനിൻ കാതിൽ തൊട്ടാടിച്ചെണ്ടല്ല ഒരു മരുന്ന പെണ്ണല്ല പാടില്ല പാടില്ല പാടാക്കന കൽവഴി വേണ്ട. ചന്ദ്രികാലോലമാ പൊങ്കിന പന്തലിൽ കവിതയായി മാറിന നെഞ്ചിൻ നെഞ്ചിൽ അനുരാഗപ്പൂക്കാൽ. പാലപ്പൂവേ മണത്തിരി കരളിത്തായോ മോഹത്തിൻ മകരന്തം ഞാൻ പകരം നൽകാം. ആൾവാരങ്ങൾ പാടുമ്പോൾ താമരവട്ടം തളരുമ്പോൾ അറബിക്കനവുകൾ വിടരുമ്പോൾ നീലക്കടലയിളകുമ്പോൾ കരളിൽ തായോ മോഹത്തിൻ മകരന്തം ഞാൻ പകരം നൽകാം. പണ്ടേ പണ്ടേ വാർമുകിൽ പണ്ടേ പലവട്ടം പാടിയതല്ലേ മനമെല്ലാം മധുരക്കനവായി മാറിപ്പോയി. മണിയിൽ നിറമുണ്ടോ മോഹം കുളിരുണ്ടോ ഒരു വട്ടം കൂടി ചൊല്ലാമോ. മണിയിൽ കൊടി മഞ്ഞായി ഇലകൾ മഞ്ഞിൽ പോയി വാസനയും നെഞ്ചിൽ
That was an amazing performance. Now I invite Hrishikesh and Adarsh for another song.
It's great to see that they're all coming together in Ship Technology Department after 25 years to celebrate their success, to celebrate their journey. From my side, what do I have? All the wishes, and I'm sure you will enjoy each other's success, each other's journey, and a lot of fun-filled times and stories to remember. Enjoy your time and have a great, session and joyful time with everybody. Bye-bye.
I still remember the energy that they brought in to every event and the guidance that they gave us when we were clueless first years. and the way they carry the spirit of the department with a lot of pride. Even in that short overlap, they left a lasting impression, not just through what they had said, but by how they had carried themselves. They showed us what it meant to be confident, yet humble, brilliant, yet approachable.
I'm extremely happy to congratulate Shippies 2000 cohort on reaching your silver jubilee year. 25 years ago, you followed on our footsteps, and may I say that you excelled at it. I have been a witness to your remarkable career journey across the industry and along innovative trajectories. You have done exceedingly well, have upheld the reputation of the Department of Ship Technology while inspiring future generations of naval architects who followed you.
Hello friends, I'm Sojan Wakil from the 6th batch. Hearty congratulations to each one of you from the Y2K batch as you celebrate the milestone of 25 years. Over the last 25 years, you have all contributed immensely to the maritime industry in many ways. Proud of your achievements and look forward to continued success. All the best.
Hi, to do that, guys. So, first of all, let me congratulate all of you for reaching this very important milestone. Long years since our department. I am really hoping all of you will make this event.
Hello everyone, I'm Balu, from one of the earlier batches of naval architecture. It fills me with pride to congratulate the Shippies 2000 on your silver jubilee. 25 years ago, you took the baton and carried forward our legacy with energy, excellence, and that true Shippie spirit.
Hello 20th batch, congratulations on your 25th anniversary, 30 years together. Hope you have a great time in your get together at the department. Enjoy!
Alright guys, you rock. എൻ്റെ ഹൃദയത്തോട് ചേർന്നിരിക്കുന്നൊരു ബാച്ചാണ്. കാര്യം ഞാൻ ലൈഫിൽ ഏറ്റവും ബെസ്റ്റ് ക്യാമ്പസ് ഇന്റർവ്യൂ നടത്തിയത് ഈ ബാച്ചുമായിട്ട്. നിങ്ങൾക്കെല്ലാം അറിയാമല്ലോ. ആദ്യമായിട്ട് ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റിൽ പോകാതെ സൈബീരിയ ഹോസ്റ്റലിൽ എൻ്റെ ബോട്ടിലേക്ക് വന്ന് അവിടെ കൂടെ താമസിച്ച് ഈ സംഗതി പറഞ്ഞ് എല്ലാവരുടെയും ക്യാരക്ടറുകൾ കൃത്യമായിട്ട് അനലൈസ് ചെയ്യും. അതിൽ നിന്ന് ഏറ്റവും ബെസ്റ്റ് പാർട്ടി ഒക്കെ വരികയും ചെയ്യും. അദ്ദേഹം ഞങ്ങളുടെ എംഡിയാണ്. വേറെ രണ്ടുപേരുണ്ട് ബാച്ചിൽ നിന്ന്. മാത്രമല്ല ആ ഒരു ബോട്ടിൽ തന്നെ എനിക്ക് വേറെ രണ്ടുപേരും കൂടെ കിട്ടി മറ്റു ബാച്ചിൽ നിന്ന്. അങ്ങനെ ഏറ്റവും സക്സസ്ഫുൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ക്യാമ്പസ് പോയി നടത്തിയ നിങ്ങളായിട്ടാണ് ആ ഒരു അറ്റാച്ച്മെന്റ്. എൻ്റെ ഇത്രയും ക്ലോസ് ആയിട്ട് ഒരു സീനിയറിൽ നിന്നിട്ട് അത് സീനിയറാണ് നിങ്ങൾ ആരും അറിഞ്ഞില്ല. ഞാൻ ആൾമാരായിട്ട് നടത്തി അവരൊന്ന് താമസിച്ചത്.
My dear friends of batch 20, good day. Hope you are all geared up for the celebration. On behalf of Mars and personally myself, I would like to congratulate each one of you on your silver jubilee celebration of graduation from the department. 25 years, it is not just a number. It is a reflection of your enduring bonds, your shared knowledge and experience, and the cherished memories developed within our alma mater. I have had the privilege of meeting most of you during your batch get-together in Dubai during November 2018. A very vibrant batch indeed.
മറ്റു ബാച്ചുകാരെ എനിക്കറിയില്ല. ഫ്രഷേഴ്സിന് മുന്നേ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്ന ഓരോരുത്തരെയും ആറ്റിറ്റ്യൂഡും ഒരു ബിഹേവിയറും സഡനായിട്ട് ആ ഒരു ഡിഗ്രി നെക്സ്റ്റ് ഫ്രഷേഴ്സ് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്ന ഒരു ടോട്ടലി ആ ഒരു ചേഞ്ച് അത് ശരിക്കും എന്നെ അനുഭവപ്പെടുത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. മറ്റു ബാച്ചുകളിൽ എനിക്കറിയില്ല എങ്ങനെയാണ്. കാരണം ശരിക്കും അത് വിശ്വസിക്കാൻ പറ്റാത്ത രീതിയിലുള്ളതായിരുന്നു. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഫ്രഷേഴ്സ് കഴിഞ്ഞുള്ള എല്ലാവരുടെയും നമ്മളുണ്ടായിരുന്ന ബാച്ചിലുള്ള ഒരു കൺസിഡറേഷൻ ആ ഒരു ക്യാരി ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു എന്താ പറയുക പ്രോസസ്സും അത് എൻ്റെ മനസ്സിലെപ്പോഴും തങ്ങി നിൽക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. പിന്നെ എനിക്ക് ചുരുക്കി പറയുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യം എന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഈ ബാച്ചിൽ നമ്മൾ ആരെടുത്താലും എല്ലാവർക്കും ഓരോ തരത്തിലുള്ള മറ്റു തരത്തിലുള്ള ടാലൻ്റുള്ളതായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ കാണാനായി. അതെനിക്ക് ഇതുപോലെ ഈ ഒരു ബാച്ചിൽ എനിക്ക് പ്രത്യേകത വളരെ വലിയൊരു പ്രത്യേകമായിട്ട് തോന്നുന്നൊരു കാര്യം തന്നെയാണ്. എന്നാലും ഞാൻ നീട്ടിക്കൊണ്ട് പോകുന്നില്ല. വിഷിംഗ് ദം ഓൾ ദി വെരി സക്സസ് ഇൻ ഓൾ ദ ഫ്യൂച്ചർ ഇന്റർവ്യൂസ്.
Hi 28th batch, 25 years, not only a milestone, it's practically village. Wish you all the best. Laugh louder, celebrate harder. Happy Silver Jubilee to 28th batch. Thank you.
Hello, Shippies of 20th batch. For those who don't know me, I'm Bhaskar Bolapudi of 10th batch. Nice to see batch after batch maintaining this tradition of silver jubilees. And now it's your turn, the millennium batch. And I've been seeing the preparations to run up to this event, and I think it's going to be a class act. Keep up the good job. And I have a good friend, a few good friends from your batch, and it would have been a nice opportunity to meet the rest of you as well, but not to be, and so hence this message. On behalf of myself and rest of the batch, wish you all a great
Dear friends, I'm happy to hear about the 20th batch of Naval Architects celebrating the Silver Jubilee of the Department of Ship Technology. I would like to congratulate each and every one of you on reaching this milestone, and you will have a grand celebration. Thank you. Hi, the millennium batch. Congratulations on your Silver Jubilee celebrations. Happy to know that you all well prized, enjoying an excellent professional as well as personal life. Your contributions to alumni community is really remarkable and setting a benchmark. All the best for all your future endeavors. From 15th batch.
Recently I'm told that the 20th batch of the shipology students from the university is celebrating their silver jubilee. It's such a wonderful joyous occasion, and being here, I'm just fortunate that I know many of you personally, and it gives me immense pleasure to meet each one of you on this occasion, and wish you the very best. As I know, many of you are already the captains of the UAE marine industry, so it will be a pleasure to see you guys strive for the next 25 years and even more. God bless you more. Namaskar.
Dear 20th batch of Naval Architects, or rather the millennials. As you all are going to celebrate your 25th year of graduation, I hereby extend my warm wishes for a successful event. Wishing each and everyone all the very best. And remembering the great value of this occasion. Thank you so much.
Friends, good morning. This is Sanal from 15th batch. Good luck to 20th batch Silver Jubilee celebration. I don't know many of these 20th people batch personally because they joined after we passed out. But I know there are a lot of 30s in that batch. Good luck, friends. Royal Shippies Ki Jai. Hello everyone. ഞാൻ അലി അഷ്റഫ് 10th batch നോർത്ത് മറൈൻ ദുബായിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഈ 20th ബാച്ചിൻ്റെ സിൽവർ ജൂബിലിയിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കുന്നതും അതിയെ ആഗ്രഹിച്ചിരുന്നു. പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട കാരണം എൻ്റെ ക്ലാസ്മേറ്റിൻ്റെ ബാച്ചാണ്. പക്ഷേ അൺഫോർച്ചുനേറ്റ്ലി എനിക്ക് വരാൻ പറ്റില്ല. എങ്കിലും എൻ്റെ എല്ലാവിധ ഭാവവും നേരുന്നു. ഓൾ ദ ബെസ്റ്റ്.
Heartfelt congratulations to the 20th batch of Naval Architects from our Department of Ship Technology on your 25th anniversary of graduation. It's truly inspiring to see many of you in leadership roles in big corporates, and I'm very humbled to know many of you and have worked with you, personally known to you, and I wish you many more years of success and impact, and cheers to a remarkable batch. Thank you.
Okay, we have. You have something more? Do you have anything more? That's all right. Okay, we have come to the. How many minutes? Just 1 minute. Ah, okay, please. One more video, 1 minute.
छुपा के रखे हमने वो दिन गुल्लक में बड़ी जवानी से बचा के रखे हमने वो दिन ना किसी मंजिल की फिक्र थी जिंदगी जीने की उम्र थी दोस्ती और दोस्तों से उधार के दिल थे दे दूंगी क्या तुमसे
बोलो 20th बैच की, बोलो 20th बैच की, बोलो 20th बैच की. Okay, thank you. We have come to the conclusion. We can go and have your lunch. The lunch is open and has been there. Thank you so much.
And after that, no job. Required नहीं रहेगा मेरे पास.